You are.
I
You
don't I
definitely are.
don't want to hear it. Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's episode of Tales of the Skytorn, a player hater gaming production where myself and these lovely other voices you hear come to a virtual tabletop to tell stories and roll dice. The game mechanics you will be listening to tonight are compatible with Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Besides that, we just want to tell some lovely stories and see how the plot develops after I was very thankful to my players to give us a very good ending point last week. Yeah, you guys were great. It was awesome. I loved it so much. And I'm realizing that wearing this jacket was a mistake because I was freezing when I woke up from my nap I took. Now I'm like, I'm getting hot fast. This jacket might have to go.
Oh no.
At some point tonight, this jacket may be gone. Probably very soon. But, anyways,
Does that mean we
Keeps
get a
coming.
strip show?
no, you
Oh,
get to.
no.
I mean, maybe. I am wearing a shirt that is a little bit older, so it's a little snug on the chest. So, whoopsies. Was
Yeah,
not
I
intentional.
don't have bits to spam it.
Speaking of
It's not,
spamming
it's not like the
things,
show that I got last week. It's fine.
that was an accident. Okay, y'all listen.
Uh-huh.
We're going to be a little nonchalant here in the beginning because we have some celebration to do.
We're
Last
not
week,
because of the show.
last week, I was having a meeting with a couple of members of the PSG staff, going over a couple of fun projects for the future, and I forgot. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about it. So I was in a shower, and I don't have my phone near me in the shower. So when I get out, I'm like halfway through my shower, I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Y'all know that feeling where you just feel like you're forgetting something?
Yes.
So that hit me mid shower. I was like, what was I supposed to be doing today? And then it just hit me when I looked at the clock. I was like, fuck, I'm late for the meeting. So I just threw a towel on real quick, rushed down the hall, and joined the meeting. And I didn't realize I clicked the camera button to join meeting,
Oh, no.
not the phone call only volume. So it pops up, and there's me just in a towel.
Oh my gosh.
I
That
had a
is
friend doing something
amazing.
very similar before.
I
It
had
was
to rapidly
hilarious.
reach forward and just grab the camera and hide it with my hand while I frantically tried to find the turn off button. Now, let me tell y'all something about this camera I have. This lovely camera here. It never wants to connect on the first time when it comes to a Discord phone call. I always, literally always have to unplug it, wait 5 to 10 seconds, and plug it back in. This time, it just went perfectly.
Of course it did.
So,
I'm not gonna lie. It was just like, what? We were so
Amazing.
confused.
so sorry.
Like, is this OnlyFans? Did we?
No, we did not.
I didn't know we
Listen, to
greenlit
get
that.
that kind of show,
But
you got to
any-
actually. That's the highest tier of our Patreon.
That is the highest tier of our Patreon.
Mhm.
Speaking of, if y'all don't know, we do have a Patreon that we love very much, and we'll be doing a lot of very fun projects for some monthly releases. It will not be happening February 1st, but come March 1st, you will begin seeing monthly releases on our Patreon of packaged and bundled one-shots. This will include maps, enemies, encounters, quick story points, everything you need to run a one-shot with just about any compatible tabletop game. We're going to do our best to make sure it's rather generic but still specified. We want to make sure that we're not limiting any of our fans and our community members to any one system. So hopefully we'll do our best to get that well cranking out. Our socials, if you haven't heard about them, go check them out. They give you fantastic updates, keep us live, going, things like that. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have TikTok, and even our YouTube shorts, all those things where you get those fun short bits of comedy and content. We're going to make sure we have fun little things for those. We have a couple of fun story points even on their own accords, not in anything of a campaign running now, but just little other mini stories to tell over those, while also giving fun hints and tricks to DMs and players alike. We have our Discord. Of course, we have the main Discord, the Player Hater Game Discord. Most of that's usually just sharing memes, chatting about life, and things like that. But if you want to be much more into the roleplay aspect, I will let David talk about our other project that is fantastic and amazing.
Yes, that is our West March server. Wow, I can't talk today. It's been one hell of a day. Um, that is called a Sharemill Land Prosperity. It is, like I said, a West March server. Uses 5e mechanics. You can pretty much actually take part in the world of our Sunday stream just many millennia in the future. Um, so that's actually the best thing of all. Secondly, outside of that, you could actually have maybe a quest or something run by me, like a small little one shot that may span a couple of days if it turns out that way. Or it could be by another member of the Sunday table. So you could always have fun that way if you want to. If you don't know how to play, you could also do it there. We teach everybody, so it's a fun little thing to go through when you have the time.
It is. It's a lot of fun. And then our final announcement is that we breached 200 followers. So we will be doing our giveaway. So that's very huge, and we're going to hold off on doing the giveaway till we get back from break today, because we want to make sure we have some time for people to get here, come enjoy it, and we have a good sized chat room before we just start giving things away. And we will restate what those giveaways are after break. I've got everything set up right over there within arm's reach. All I gotta do is grab it and start giving things away. So looking forward to that. But until then, I believe that is everything, unless I'm forgetting something. Anybody have anything I may have forgotten?
Nope. As long as you have your pants on, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. It's work from home. We don't need pants.
We don't see it from the waist down.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
It's
hey,
just
hey,
torso up.
I'm just being a smartass. I am the smartass of the group. We should be used to this by now. So
That's
therefore,
still all levels of embarrassment because of that. Anyways, last
I'm just never gonna let you live it down.
nope. Last we left off with our Tales of the Skytorn. The four individuals had come together and began doing a bit of research into various sky shark attacks across the island of Wingata. They had pursued some leads, followed some others that didn't go so well, and then also they was a bit privy to some information about a recently sold ranch land. The Moss Scales having sold their bit after the attacks happening and realizing they could not suffer more. Following into the city and a couple of leads on the Ilrim family, through a trail of various events, they had found themselves realizing that two run-ins that they would have had with a Radrion and Villis, both of them missing, it seems, definitively Radrion having been reallocated to a new purpose, seemingly left as bait and food for the sky sharks to lure them further inland through a series of tunnels beneath the Surwich fields. Leaving that to be until it resolved later on, they followed their intuitions and decided to check out the Ilrim ranch lands and see if they had particular holes or anything suspicious happening, as they seemed to have just a few too many coincidences happening around their names. Getting to the large barn-like structure that they had found in their previous day's journey out there, they were able to successfully, with a bit of teamwork, get rid of the lock and get into the barn and do a bit of researching around. And that is when I believe Red provided some light as Doctor read over a particular map that was charcoaled with not just various lines and drawings of just the Surwich fields, but also colored to the map. Taking a bit to realize that the lines they saw in the bit of brown-black charcoal was a bit in line with tunnels they had previously traversed beneath the Surwich fields. And that is where we left off. So, Red, Trackix, Eva, and Doctor, what are the four of you doing in this moment as this information is becoming to be into light? both figuratively and storytelling wise.
Would you give me a reminder? Are we basically all in this back part of the shed looking at this table that these things are on?
So the shed itself is rather large because it's made to hold not just various carts, farming implements, ranch hand implements, things like that, but also keep a sizable amount of their beasts of burden, their roaming beasts, warm should it get too cold. So they
Oh, he'll be back.
obviously, yeah, he'll be fine. Doctor will be in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be wherever you want to be, in all honesty. But I do know that just Red and Doctor were close to each other as they were both looking into this information and finding this map. Because did I get that correct? She was the light source, and he was the
Yes.
one that found it. Okay, thank you. I'm sure I did that wrong.
So this is actually more of like an actual barn.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Well,
that-
that answers some questions.
Is it just a map? Is this...
I mean, it appears to be a map that outlines all the tunnels that the Sky Sharks are taking.
If I look this parchment over, does it have any identifiers on it? Is there an Ilrune insignia on it, or is it just a blank map that has the fields on it?
It is looking over it. Give me an investigation check to see. You're going to get details, obviously, but I want to see how much you pull.
Can I assist since was also looking at it when I found it?
You are given yours, I believe. Is that correct? Did you already give one of these, or you just found it?
I just
Your
found it.
investigation was to find it. That's right. Yes, you are more than welcome to.
Okay. You can have advantage or I can have it either way.
16.
16. Looking over the map, you don't see anything that says, this belongs to the Irvin family. Blah, 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 blah. What you do pick up on is the fact that it is definitely professionally made, like fine, geologically correct section of the Surwich Fields. So this isn't somebody just grabbed some charcoal and sketched real quick. No, this is a properly made map of the Surwich Fields.
Lovely.
So someone didn't just, like I said, it wasn't, how do I put this? How do I word this? It took a certain level of skill to ensure that the legend is correct. Like you see the scale, you line up a little bit. It seems to be rather in line with what you're used to seeing. The
This
border,
wasn't just a scribble.
correct, yeah. Like the border seems to be recently up to date with how there has been a bit of like retaking and then unretaking of certain parts of the border with the city proper.
Okay.
Oh, even
Does it
along
show
the
the change of hands of the land? Like how they recently purchased land. The Ilrune family just recently purchased the Moscow land.
No, but good point. As you look over the map, you do see the Moss scale name, and there's just like a quick like line drawn through it.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this is useful, but we need more. Keep that somewhere safe.
Absolutely.
I will stick it in the doctor's bag.
Okay, you roll it up and throw it in your bag. And I'll again say, as you're looking around, seeing everything, the party's passive investigation is high enough to notice that you could, with the right mindset put together, it's possible they could be responsible for these tunnels. Because much like many farmlands and ranch lands, they have everything that would be typically required. They have the tools, they have the carts, they have the manpower. But that could be said for pretty much anybody in the Surwich Fields. It's just those are very common things to find because you're always having to, dig a new post hole or having to move things here to there. You always have a good sizable bit of hands on your payroll to be able to do everything you need to do.
Well, this is certainly damning evidence, but how do we get more? I highly doubt we're going to get a confession, especially since he just got that seat of power by default, no less.
I imagine the family home might have some information.
Two
Hmm.
questions.
Yes.
One, were there any Scar Shark tunnels marked on the Ilrune land that we were able to see?
Looking at the map, you do not see any markings in that particular color of charcoal on the Ilroom part.
Interesting.
Mm.
And did you mention if there was like a loft or something to this barn? I'm sorry. I'm
I
trying to
did
remember
not
from last
yet.
week.
No, I did not. But there is a second level. It's not like a full second level, but it's similar to what you would expect a barn to have, where they would kind of high stack hay or like large bushels of grass and things like that. There is an upper area, but it is very loft like. It's not the whole barn area. It's just, I'd say probably about half to a quarter.
I'm gonna just tap them on the shoulder. I'm going up there for a minute.
Do you want some backup there?
If you feel like coming.
Sure. Red will follow after Eva.
Okay. Looking around for a minute, you do see a ladder that heads up there. You climb up, no issue. And up there, it's mostly what you would expect to find. It's just things like, go ahead and give me perception checks as I start describing it, and then anything extra you pick, I'll let you know. But just looking around with your passives real quick, you do notice that it's decently well stocked. There's a good bit of just dried grass bushels up here in case they run out of anything else. There is extra bags of feed. Nice.
Nice. Good roll, Red.
Thank you.
Would you get Red?
I accidentally double clicked, so I will just take the lower of the two. I think
Oh, it
was,
doesn't show me the lower one. It shows me
yeah.
the higher one
Nat-
you got.
Yeah. So one was an 18 and one was a nat 20 for a 24.
Okay. So with
And
those
then
rolls,
Eva got a 19.
Yeah.
oof, yeah, nice. With those two combined, you're looking around and there's just not a lot extra to pick up on. It really is up here. Just seems like you're not finding like a nefarious dungeon of someone evil. It's just a barn area where there is the extra things they don't need all the time stored up here.
Okay.
So just normal up here, unfortunately. Well.
Boring and normal, yes.
Mhm. So perhaps we should wait for the time that we know the family will be out of the house and come back and explore then.
We're already here. Are we...
Well, they're in the house, aren't they?
You want to go to the actual homestead?
Right.
That's probably where we have the most information to gather.
Very true.
Just as a quick reminder, because I know somebody rolled for this and they did get this tip of information. Typically, when someone is brought into a seat at the merchant's knot, it's kind of a big deal. Usually they bring their family in, and then over the next day or two, there's like celebration, revelry,
That's
things
right.
like that.
Red and I would know that from living
Yeah,
in the city.
that's right. It was you two. You two got the rolls. Yeah.
Yeah. So I say we wait for then, come back for some more information, maybe some more evidence. See what we can get from here when we know they're not going to be here.
In the meantime, we'll keep an eye for these tunnels if they keep appearing. Or if the sharks keep trying to break through.
Right.
I don't want anything to happen to those families in the meantime.
Well, they did fill in their exit at their end on the farm, didn't they?
I believe
We did.
We
On
did.
both.
We filled in both of them.
Technically, you did. In all truest forms of technically, you did. Because you caught them as they were doing it and you wanted to explore it. So you
We've done
guys undid
both
it,
families now.
explored, and then went back and refilled. Yeah, twice now.
All right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, we filled up 2 of the holes already.
So,
All right, let's get out of here before they find us.
Yes, let's leave. Whose shoulder should I grab?
You can take mine, darling.
Thank you. She will cover up the light and take Eva's shoulder.
Okay. Do you cover it up or you just dismiss it?
Oh, she's covering it up to
Okay.
where it does not have any light coming out of it anymore.
Okay. Got it. So, Rakix, Doctor, is there anything the two of you want to wrap up before you head out? Because it looks like you see the ladies come down from the loft area and they just like give a bit of a shake their head and move towards the door.
Rakik's just gonna look out over. It's just like, so do we break in or no? Cracking knuckles as he does.
Not right now. That would not.
They're
They're
all
home.
home and they're
Right.
having dinner.
No, do it. Do it.
No.
Fine, we shall wait.
We're going to wait for when they're all out at the ceremony.
We've already
And
spent
how-
a bit of time here. We should be careful. Make sure we get out before they come find us.
Very true.
Fair.
Okay.
All right, and with that, he's going to head out, wait for everybody to get out, and try to close up and make the chain kind of look as sealed as possible.
Even though
Any
we
way to
melted the
help it?
padlock.
Once again,
It is.
the chain.
that lock is
Yeah.
fucked.
I'm gonna pocket the lock actually.
Yes, that's
You're gonna
a
pocket
You
the
can
good
lock.
idea.
lock, but
Okay.
there's still a chain holding that was
Yeah,
on here.
that's
so
good. Yes.
Okay. So you
Yeah,
just kind of loop the chain back through and give it a loose, like a knot, essentially, trying your best to make it look like it's still locked up.
Somebody
yeah,
forgot
from
to
like
lock the barn
from
doors.
Yeah,
from a
someone just
very
forgot.
far distance, it looks locked.
Okay.
It looks as if it was, but when you get in front of it, you realize like, what the hell?
Where's the
There's
lock
no
even?
lock.
Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
All right. Works for me. So you are heading back to the apothecary now?
I believe so.
Yep.
Probably.
I mean, that's where the doctor lives, so that's where he's going
Yeah.
at least.
Okay. So each of you head back to the apothecary through becoming a little more familiar with the layout of the land now. You get back there without an issue. It is pushing late into the night. So is there anything anybody wants to accomplish before you go into a long rest?
I think I want the clarification on something.
Sure, go ahead.
So how many days until the coronation?
I will say you wouldn't know exactly when, but between Red and Eva,
Oh, I
they
didn't know
would
what the secretary said.
Oh, trying to remember if she
It did give us
She-
a time frame. I could have sworn.
she did. She would have said
Because the doctor wasn't privy to the conversation. I don't know if they
That's
divulged
right.
She said
anything
he
to him
was
yet.
definitely going to be busy the next few days because of the upcoming ceremony.
yeah. So you
So
gather
I would
it's
assume
either
the
it's either
ceremony's-
tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
Given common occurrences between Red and Eva about when this has happened in the past, along with expeditedness of the situation, you would definitely imagine that it would be earliest tomorrow, absolute latest the day after. And that's just kind of based upon, again, Red and Eva having seen or heard of this thing happening before, to where a member of the Merchants Knot was either, retired, passed on, moved on, and somebody else was brought in. It was usually a pretty quick turnaround. And not suspiciously quick, but usually there's somebody kind of in line already. Usually it's a very political, along with being business-wise, to where, as someone in that spot gets older, they begin to look around and see who do they want to replace them.
Mhm.
Okay. Then I would probably change the sign I posted on the apothecary door to read under new management, run by the doctor, inquire about herbal medicines and medical emergencies.
Okay, easy enough.
Since I'm going to be running the apothecary basically at this point, so I think that would be on his mind.
Okay. You get that quickly written. Anybody else?
Nah, I got nothing.
No, I got
All he's doing is currently sitting by a window, sharpening his weapons, and that's it.
Okay. Check one thing real quick for tonight's rest. Was there a roll needed tonight?
No, it's the next one.
Next one. Okay. Just want to double check.
Yep. Because last time it was me.
Poor
All
Red's
right.
been
Time
getting
before
fucked.
Yes.
All of you bed down for the night. You have a long rest. You wake up in the morning refreshed and ready. The morning cloud fog having rolled out as the island ascended into its proper space above the cloud ocean. And the day is yours. How do you wish to spend it?
I am going to do my morning ritual and then do breakfast and talk with the party about something I want to do for today. If the ceremony is not today.
Okay. So as most of you begin to wake up, you already begin to smell the familiar smell of a black, brackish brew humming through the air, along with a couple of other cooked vegetables, smoked meats, things like that.
Oh yeah. Bread's getting up, going downstairs, getting some coffee.
All right.
Upstairs. Kitchen's
Or
upstairs.
Upstairs.
Yes.
You're all
Yeah.
on this. You're all on the same floor as the kitchen.
Aha.
Except for
okay.
Drac, Susan downstairs on the couch.
Yeah.
Mhm. And who's probably brain dead as he's making coffee. Once again.
As he's making coffee? Really?
He's just making it completely like half asleep.
He's very much
Looking like he's not there. He's just
The eyes are open, but they're a bit glazed over.
he's just the smoothest serving of this, and there's enough for everybody. And he's like his senses pick up somebody. He serves immediately another cup and just hands it out without even looking over, making his own at the same time, and then just leaning back, takes his cup, and just takes that first really slow like sip just to savor, leans back a little bit. His eyes kind of like coming back. He's just like, "Good morning, Red. Sleep well?"
Slept fairly well, yes.
You know,
What
Red,
about
for a
you?
moment, you can almost swear you could see the color rebuilding in his eyes as the coffee hits his stomach.
The coffee replenishes his soul. It brings it back from wherever it may be.
And as usual, she is preceded into the room by the scent of warm cinnamon.
He takes another sip and just like looks over. He's just like, "I swear, like if I was taking a hot chocolate instead of coffee, that scent would be perfect." And then
She just kind of blinks at him and is like, I could say so many things right now.
And there's a
decides
doctor
not
just doing his best to just stay focused on cooking the breakfast. I would imagine eventually Eva comes down and joins the rest of them.
Yes.
All of you gathered, the doctor finishes up prepping the breakfast had, and all of you sit around the table. I believe, Doctor, you want to have a conversation with the party?
Yes, specifically about the apothecary.
Okay.
Once everyone sits down and at least has some coffee to wake up, so I know they retain the information I am asking.
He's waiting for that perfect moment, like right in the middle of the meal when coffee's hitting you, but you don't have food coma either.
that's fair. That is fair.
Fair.
So, seeing that I am the new proprietor of this apothecary, I guess I don't need to look for a medical job since I currently have one. However, I do need to make a few stops today that I would like to do if the ceremony isn't today.
Well, I would imagine we need to go into town anyway to see if the ceremony is today or tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I need to do some things I want to do are local here in the service fields. I need to go
Oh.
stop by the Collins and speak with them.
Did you want any company?
Any of you are welcome to join me.
Well, we could all go, if anything.
Right.
It's a simple business. I'm just trying to get word of mouth out that I'm running the apothecary at this point. And the reason Miss Elysia had difficulties was due to local rumors of her. And
Right.
being that I'm now the new proprietor, that might stir up more business. I don't know. I kind of want to gauge that with the Collins. Being that I know them probably the best in the area.
Well, then we could probably talk to them about when the.
I imagine Mr. Collins would have word on that too. So
Right. Well, sounds like we're headed out to the Collins Fest.
Well, we could always double check and make sure everything's been fine over there anyway.
Miss Eva, do you need to go into town and check on, you know?
Anything?
I do not. But if you could, if you're going to go into town, I could use some more oil flasks for the lamp. That would be nice.
Well, I imagine we'll be taking a trip into town in the coming day or so anyway. Provided we find enough evidence.
I'm sure we will. Worst case scenario is, and if we can't find anything at the home, we can try to procure some things from his office.
Fair.
What kind of things would you want?
Paperwork. There's always a trail somewhere.
There really is. Plus, there's this cult thing that's worrying.
That's
That
what
is
I
worrisome.
want to focus on. I'm gonna just stick around there, not on their land, but stick around their border for the day, I think. See what happens in their daily life.
Right. Well, so we can do that today. If the ceremony is tomorrow, the ceremony is today. We should probably all at least try to focus our efforts inside.
I agree.
That's fair.
But I will come to the Collins with you. That is a wonderful idea.
Certainly is. At least to check on them and see how they're doing. If nothing else. Well, shall we get ready and head out?
Yes, let us go. And
Lovely.
Okay. So everyone is heading to the Collins for sure.
Yes.
sure.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
Finish up your morning meal. You head out, following familiar paths as you have walked it quite a few times now. You head over to the Collins homestead. A familiar, large, central building. And you kind of notice a definite theme here with the three families that it seems they definitely have their main home, and then probably about anywhere from 80 to 100 feet away from that is anywhere from 1 to 3 other buildings that you would imagine is where all their help stays. But you do head to the Collins family home, knock on the front door.
Yes.
Okay. Knock on the front door, and a familiar human woman, a bit older in her years, but still pretty spry for her age, kind of opens the door. You can see she's wearing a simple white apron, a bit dirty from probably making something, and she kind of cleans her hands on it. Good morning. Hi.
Good morning, Miss Collins.
It's nice to see all of you again. Can I do something for you?
I just want to stop by and inform you that the apothecary is now under a new management. Miss Elise had to go away on a business trip, and I am running the apothecary now.
Oh, I see. Well, glad it's still going to be able to help people as you and Miss Licia did my husband.
Yes, and I was hoping you can help spread your word of mouth that the apothecary is under new management. I know the rumors of Miss Elise didn't do her well in business, and I just want to get a clean footing. And being that I know your family the best in the area, I thought I'd come and ask you.
Well, thanks for coming this way, and you've definitely been quite a help. I mean, my husband's still at this side of the matron's favor, so that's good.
Indeed, how is he these days?
Oh, he's already back out there. I told him to take it easy. Hopefully he is. But, with news of the moss scales, it seems he's doubled down in his efforts to make sure we keep our hold of this land.
That's good to hear. And it is very unfortunate that the Moscows ended up selling.
It is, but I can't imagine what they've gone through losing their youngest like that.
I can agree with that. And I do. I'm curious if you heard about the coordination with Mr. Ilrum.
You can see there's a bit of a sternness comes over her face, and you can definitely see it's not news to her, but just it is some kind of a point to her. I've heard that he managed to secure a seat. I don't know when it is, but I do know that he's already having plans made.
I heard much of the same thing, and it is very concerning that, given the information we found in our own, we've been investigating the Sky Shark incidents, and I don't think anyone here trusts the Ilrums as far as they can throw them.
Especially the head. She kind of says under her breath.
Yes, and some of the evidence we found are relatively disturbing. At least that these aren't random, as you know, with the holes in your land that we found. But we also found out that it may involve a cult of some sort, but we are not 100% on that one yet.
Well, that's certainly that's something.
Yes, the evidence leads to the Ilrums, though, so I'm not too sure he got his position through unshady business.
Well, I didn't say it. And she just kind of smiles.
Karma has a way of coming around to everyone, so I hope the Moskos can at least get their land back when all this is said and done.
I certainly hope so too.
Whatever you seem to be working on, if you're speaking about ensuring they get their land back, it's very kind of you.
Well, all of you have done right by me, and I want to do right by all of you.
It's a good way to look at life.
I was raised that way, and my wife definitely instilled it in me.
Files a mental note for later.
Right. Kind of quirks her eyebrow momentarily and is like, wife, what?
There is
Okay.
noticeable eyebrow quirking across the party.
And the doctor internally
Dracula's
remembers
brain.
that. Yeah, the doctor internally remembers. Oh shit! Only Elysia knew about that. Okay.
Well, thank you for your help, and thank you for coming by.
Miss Collins, I'll be around for most of the day, so if you need anything, please let me know.
Oh, I'll just be here, working on what is today. She kind of thinks for a minute. Well, need to tend to a couple of things out on the garden I grow, and then some point work on lunch and then supper. Boring day, really.
Well, hopefully all this business is dealt with very soon. But I do look forward to doing business with you and your family in the future for any herbal needs you have. Hopefully, not for medical emergencies, but
Hmm.
I am nearby.
Hopefully not. She just kind of gives all of you a bit of a smile and retracts herself into the building and closes the door.
Well, I think that went very well.
That it did.
We'll see.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get an exact time for the coordination, but maybe in your trips into town, you can figure something out.
Okay. Where would you all like to go next?
Let's see. Where else could we go now?
I know
Outside of
Eva
the actual
wanted.
city.
I know Eva wanted to go stalk the Ilrinder land for a bit.
Basically, I'm just gonna sit on the edge of the Collins land for a while and just watch.
Okay.
Did you want any company with you here in case things go sideways?
No, it'll be alright. Besides, it's not like they can get me for trespassing. And anything
not
else they do is a crime, so.
Quite right there. Okay, so the rest of
It
us
should
go
be
into
alright.
town?
I
Yeah.
need I need to look through the apothecary. I don't really know how Miss Elise had things organized, so I should at least familiarize myself with that.
All right, so Drac, you want to head into town with me then?
That's fine with me.
All right.
Okay.
Meet back at the
Who?
apothecary this evening?
Sounds good. Miss Eva, once I'm done with the apothecary, I might come up and join you.
Sounds good.
All right. We will go with those heading into town first.
Okay.
How are you getting there? My first question.
The same train thing.
Train thing? Okay.
The train thing.
Okay.
Go talk to Brian or whatever we named him.
Oh my gosh, wait. I have it written down somewhere. Hold on.
All right, you get on that, and
It is
you
Brian, the ticket guy.
head to the
Yep.
familiar single small structure with a wooden platform spanning about 15-20 feet on each side of it. And you head up and you see the exact same individual you're used to seeing here.
Mm-hmm.
And he just looks up and sees the two of you coming up. Can I help you?
We need a trip into town.
All right. You want on rapidly or?
Oh, rapidly, please.
Rapidly. Right then. And he turns like, you can see there's a bit of a scowl to his face as he looks on this, again, this perfectly polished piece of marble. And he begins to kind of tick some of the text on it as it lights up and fades and lights up and fades. Oh, there you go. Looks like it's your lucky day. There's a shipment coming through that you could tail end onto. 5 silver each, please.
All right. She will go ahead and pay for both of them.
Okay.
He was about to. He's always like, okay.
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 So you give him 10 silver. He pokes one of the nose, and you can see the text goes from, it flashes a quick red color, and then kind of holds that for a moment before it fades gently back to blue. And you can see at the beginning of it, because by now you're probably curious, so you both kind of look, and you can see that it just kind of flashes red once every couple of seconds. All right, well, there you go. It'll be here shortly. You can take a seat if you like.
Thank you.
You realize
She
there
will
are
absolutely.
no seats.
Oh, she'll sit on the floor. She's gonna take a seat. Damn it! She'll sit on the floor.
She'll sit on the floor.
Mhm.
Okay.
I was about to say he was gonna take a seat. Like he's gonna stay standing and just look over and just be like, "Are you okay there?"
It's perfectly fine on the floor. You sleep on a couch, and you're going to look at me askance for sitting on a floor.
No. It was more of a comfort thing.
Mm,
If it is comfortable, that is the question.
right.
If it is not comfortable, then the question still stands.
I mean, if it wasn't comfortable, I would be standing, wouldn't I?
Fair enough. But I've also slept in worse places, so a couch is probably the most luxurious place I've actually slept in.
Really? Well, we should swap one night so you can sleep in the bed.
That's fine. It's a habit of mine. I'd rather be closer to an entrance than anything else.
That's what windows are.
Yes, but very few people will actually climb through windows when there is a perfectly fine door to actually get through.
I don't know what kind of people you hang out with, but
The
Now
type
I want to know what kind of people Red hang out with.
you already know what kind of people Red hangs out with.
We all know what kind of people Red hangs out with.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
A short time passes before you see the familiar, off in the distance you begin to see, strangely enough, Red, you're used to seeing these Drakics. You understand the technology and the magic enough to realize that here in essentially the apex of Weave Tech, it is a extremely common occurrence. But other islands you've been to, they may have these here and there, but not as common as to ship cattle and things like that. It's usually reserved for nobles and going from important place to important place, not from just to expedite cattle shipments. So to you, you're still like, this is a little weird. As you can see, again, about 40, 50 feet in the air, 10, 12 long carts just all running across this glyph hanging in the air. And you can see as they begin to light up, ding, 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 and then behind it they slowly fade before they settle just over the two of you. They descend. You get into one of the middle ones as a door opens, and it's just packed with cattle, goats, chickens. And you have to kind of like squeeze in that, and you kind of move around a little bit, move some more. The door eventually closes, and again, it's cramped. They definitely got a lot of creatures in here.
Mhm.
But
Oh, she's gonna totally scratch a cow on the nose.
just you feel the little bit of a shift as it goes back into the glyph railway and then just begins to take off. Short bit of time later, slows down, descends, and the door opens. And you can see again a familiar, rather uppity, uptight male tiefling with a thin little pencil mustache, his clipboard, his nice little uniform. Right. And saw there was some last minute expenses.
Right.
He just like with his pencil like just points, just get off, please. Like he doesn't say it, but that's his body language. Like, let's go. We got things to do. And again, the culture here is very much heavily merchant driven. Like as the two of you get out of the way, you see almost immediately there's other merchants already barking and yelling prices. 2 gold, 3 gold, 4 gold here, 4 gold, 2 silver. It's just going hard already before they even get the first set of cattle off. And Red, you would understand kind of the culture of this, and Drakex you as well, but it's just to see it in this truest form of it, it's just like this place is just, it's a place of money. It really is. I'm not trying to like say it's overly like astutely wealthy. It's the kind of wealth where it's they spend wealth to make wealth. Like you just hearing the prices of the merchants, you're like, that's crazy. how do they afford all of this? And then you just, I could ramble about the economics of this world for hours, so I'll be quiet now.
Well, when they're off the cattle cart, she will use prestidigitation to clean herself up because there's probably
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Just yourself.
Do you want to be cleaned off?
He kind of like looks down for a minute, not even realizing, like as the question comes into his head, he goes like, "Why?" And then he's just like, "Wait, animals? Yeah,
Animals, yes.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Part of my
Mm.
You know, there's like a
job.
chicken feather stuffed in like the side of his arm. He didn't realize was there.
He just looks down. He goes like, well, part of my job is
Mm.
to deal with traveling like this, so this doesn't really faze me. But if you prefer, I will
mean,
not say no.
You could get Luke's in town, so I'm just gonna do it.
I'm just
She'll go ahead I'm just gonna do it.
Okay.
She will absolutely clean him off with
Okay.
prestidigitation.
So the two of you are cleaned and presentable, and you are making your way. Where?
He's gonna look to Red and be like, "You know the city better than I do." He ain't saying it, but he's like, "I'm following your lead on this one."
Okay, so her being from town, would she know where would be the most likely place to find that information? Would it be that area that's
You would know
Oh.
that something like this, as the city gets further and further away from the Cerulean Castle, news like this gets less and less important to the common folk. Like, yes, they should know who's in certain seats, things like that, but typically when it comes to the merchants, not that kind of political power is usually seated closer to the Cerulean Castle. It's closer to like the noble districts. It's closer to the high-end businesses. It's pretty much the building you were in where you got the information from the secretary and where his office is. That is the one of the corner seats of the Merchant's Knot. That's where they do their business, not their meetings and things like that. That's where they do their actual business. That's the boring business. Like the fun projected political business is much closer to the inner of the city and not, I would say, butted up to the Cerulean Castle, but closer to the Cerulean Castle.
So likely in some kind of a bar or a tavern close to this merchant area.
Yes, correct.
Cool. That's
Which
where they'll go.
you would be familiar with given your line of work, so you kind of think for a minute and you begin to head off.
I think we should go get some drinks. Maybe see what we can find out.
I'm always down for a drink.
All
Okay.
right.
You yeah, that's perfect. You head into I saw one of the names of the taverns I made, and it's very purposeful. You head further in. You actually pass the building, the boring Veratical building where all the business goes on, and you head a bit further in. And again, this area here is all stonework. There's almost zero lumber work when it comes to buildings. You still have like a stall here and there, but even those are just immaculate. They're well made. There's still jeweler stalls and things like that, but they are of that high end quality. Like, it's not just some tarp thrown over a couple of posts. It's nice tapestries that have been made to fit exactly over the posts. It is extremely well-dressed jewelers and merchants with rings on their fingers, large gold necklaces, just shouting their prices. And it's like, fresh gold from across the lands, great finds from the Rainbow Quarry, other things from, I mean, you just hear all these other names going on. Make a perception check, both of you.
There it is. There's my nat 20. I'll take
There's
that 24. Thank you.
24 and a
That's even better because I got a 9.
Got a 9.
Good lord. You're still checking yourself over for chicken feathers.
He's like, did she really get it all with just one spell? Is this possible? Looking over.
Yeah. Yeah,
Beat
he's
me,
just
beat
like
me
with
to it.
Bill. He just goes like, "Well, this is interesting."
And one name you pick out on Red is the Islands of Riz. And you
Ooh,
can
the
hear
islands of
this
Riz.
particular merchant just calling out, "Rare goods and magical items from Riz, brought here to you for your great divulgence. Come, please, see, come, look."
The
You
islands
would
of
know.
Riz.
Make a history check.
Oh, okay.
And do you
Cool.
point this out to Drakex?
I certainly do.
Make one as well.
Okay,
That would be an 18.
Nice.
that's a 13.
Okay. Drakex, the DC for you is a little bit lower, but you won't get as much. You've heard of
course
them.
it was.
You've never traveled to them, but you know the islands of Riz are two islands that are both the size of Wingata alone. So it's like two Wingatas side by side. You know that it is a well guarded, extremely high military kind of a place. It is definitely I wouldn't say a closed borders because obviously everything takes place above the sky in the cloud ocean, but they have very controlled points of entry, even for merchants. Like you've only been there once or twice and you did not enjoy it because there was lines, there was fees. Your
So
captain,
it's not. It's
yeah,
not his place.
your captain
Got
at the
it.
time who was over that, your captain had an inn, so he could make profit there. But with his not being around anymore, you don't have that inn anymore, so you don't have that purpose to go make that risk for that profit. Your captain could do it, but you don't have that connection. Red, what you know about them is same thing. They are two essentially mountaintops that were raised from the ground during the whatever event drove all these islands and peoples to the sky, and they are each one by themselves is as large as Wingata. They're connected by, I'd say, three main bridges that hold them together and a loft. Like your knowledge of this land is just a bit more heightened as you have just not been there, but you've assisted in overseeing as an arcane bruiser. You've kind of walked alongside some political figures from there, and they would talk about how great it is, how grand it is. They're definitely of a similar technology level and wealth level as where you are here in Wingata, but they leaned into the weaponry side of Weave Tech. They leaned into the military side of it. They keep their land safe and their people, I wouldn't say controlled, but definitely protected. It's even you have a tough time really thinking, oh, are the people happy because they're safe, or are they giving up some happiness to be safe? It's a ton of stories don't come up there, so it's hard for you to make your own decision on that one. But it's definitely that's the overall vibe of that landmass, and they are usually just when you refer to them together, they're just the islands of Riz. But you know, one is Riz Tolax and Riz Talox. These are two separate entities that are conjoined together.
We're gonna need that in writing.
Yeah, I'll get it to you.
She's going to convey all of what you just said.
It is the first one is RIS apostrophe TOLAX. And the other one is TALOX.
All right.
He's told about the islands of Riz, he just goes, that's just you. If you don't have to be there for any particular reason, it's mind numbing just trying to get past the port. You could be stuck there for hours, if not days.
That sounds highly unpleasant.
Oh, it very much is. But when you get inside, it's a little bit interesting, but very, very stern. They don't let things. They don't take things kindly, if you step out of line.
Hmm. They'd hate me.
They would. But after looking around for a bit, you head to a tavern. You see, and again, everything here is just well made, well built. Nothing looks slummy or sleazy, and it's just like any other nicely made building. It has a very nice, ornate, full iron sign, probably about 2 feet across, 3 feet tall, hanging about 8 to 12 feet in the air off of one of the posts. And it's just this picture of a tankard with a rope wrapped around it and a knot tied in it, and it's just called Of Mugs and Merchants.
All right, this looks like a likely place. Shall we go in?
Yeah, might as well. One tavern is similar to another. And
Right.
he'll open the door and let her in.
Oh, she's gonna wait for him to close the door and then open the door herself.
When he sees her, he's just like, he just mutters something under his breath.
Oh, no, she's gonna listen. She's gonna try and hear what you just said.
He says it in
about to bite.
Draconic.
Wait, hold on. Does she speak
Do you speak
Draconic?
Draconic?
Yes, she does.
What do you say?
Yes.
He hears. What she hears is, by the undercloud, what have I gotten myself into?
She will answer back in Draconic.
Oh, God. What do you say?
You've gotten yourself into an interesting situation with me, is what you've done.
And as the door is about to close, she hears in her head, fair play.
All right. Heading inside this building, this is a decently large, probably I'd say 30 feet by 40 feet tavern that is, I wouldn't say busy this time of day, but it's a lunch rush. It's definitely pretty crowded. It's not packed, but it is crowded. You can see back on off in the left-hand corner, there is a double-wide staircase that leads upstairs. The tables themselves are this well-made wood. Some of them, you can see along the ones that line the walls in like this L shape are all circular, and then the ones in the middle are just the usual rectangular shape you're used to seeing. You can see there's various working hands running around wearing all a similar uniform in here is a blue tunic with black trousers, and they have over that a blue apron with kind of gold trim, and you can see the trim has been made to look like rope, like it's spiraled.
All right, so shall we go order and then have a seat?
He's gonna look around first, trying to get like a lay of the land, like see where everybody's seated, like sitting, if anybody's paying attention to them as they entered.
Make a perception check.
That's a 12.
Looking around, it looks like everybody here is just of no mind of you. You've come in, you're another customer. Everybody else here just seems to be enjoying their food, their drink, and whatever company they're keeping during this kind of lunchtime hour.
Okay. Then in that case, he's going to nod to her. He's gonna look at her for a moment, and he's gonna go, and what would you like? Or will you also be paying for this as well?
No, it's fine. You can order the drinks if you like. Just give me a strong ale.
Of course.
Okay.
So he's gonna go over and order the strong ales for both of them.
Okay. As you walk up to the counter, there is a kind of a taller, slender male, human appearing, but as they turn and look, you can see that they do actually have a singular horn just over their right eye and a bit of a kind of a feigned smile. Ah, yes. Good afternoon. Welcome to Of Mugs and Merchants. How can I help you today?
I need 2 strong ales.
Of course. How strong? Are you looking to not leave for a while, or do you still need to get back to work?
We'll need to get back to work at some point, but somewhere in between.
Of course. Just give me one moment, please. And he kind of turns around quickly, and now you didn't see it first. You can see a bit of a tiefling tail hanging behind him, and he kind of looks around behind him. You see him grab 2 mugs real quick and walk down, and you can, as he walks, you can see he's like pointing at each of the barrels before he eventually stops, goes back by 2, and then pours from that one.
Okay. He kind of nods. He's like, all right.
He quickly comes back, sets them down. There you go. For each of those together, will you be staying for a meal as well, or just going to pay by the drink?
He's gonna kind of like quickly glance back at Red, and just in her head she hears food as well. Nod to say yes.
Oh, you seem to like making decisions. Why don't you decide this one?
You can't talk back to the man telepathy wise. That's just why he said nod if yes.
What? I mean, I would assume she would be standing right there with him.
Oh, if that was
It's
the
up to
case, then
you.
yeah. I figured the fact that she would have actually gone to sit down for a little while. Just like
No.
take in the room.
No.
Okay. So you look over to send the message, and you realize she's right there.
Mm-hmm.
He just like blinks. And he goes like, okay. No, we'll take the 2 meals as well.
All right. What would you like?
What's on the menu?
Well, the typical lunch special on here is a plate of fine hard crusted breads and a bit of smoked meats with a bit of cheese we imported in recently. Beyond that, we can make you almost anything you would need. We definitely have uncooked meats that we keep, and we can cook them up, or we can just get you any mixture of that kind of a platter. It is still a bit early. If you want something breakfasty, I could do that. Or if you are hungry for a good meal, we can definitely put on something rather delicious for you. How much time do you have, and what are you feeling?
We have some time. A mixed plate.
Of course, of course. Just give us a few minutes.
Of course, we'll
Name
take
for the tab.
Drac.
All right, Drac. My name is Hamas. This is my bar. If you need anything, feel free to ask.
Of course, we're gonna go sit over here, and he's pointing probably to like the closest empty table.
The closest empty table would be probably about 15 feet away. As you can see, it's again, this place isn't like overly packed, but pretty crowded.
Yeah, that's fine.
How many doors are there into this place?
That you can see, you look around, you can see at least the front door where you come in from, and then as you look scanning, as you look scanning through, you can see seems to be a back door behind the bar itself.
Is there a way she can sit with both doors in her view?
It'd be a bit tricky. You'd have to move your head a bit, but you couldn't do it in like a single glance. You'd have to like look left, then look right. But you could do that.
She will quietly ask him, so do you want to watch one door and I watch the other? Or should I watch both?
I'll watch the front.
All right, I'll watch behind the bar then.
Okay. So you take your seats with your drinks.
Yep.
You take your first drink, and it is strangely cool, almost cold. But this isn't a cold region. It is dark, but smooth. And again, cold, but delicious.
Does he recognize the taste?
Does she?
That is actually a good question.
It is.
You do not. Not this one, no.
Oh.
It throws you off that it's served cold. And you understand well enough that to keep things cold doesn't take too much of an arcane trick to keep going. But to be so commonly ready just at a simple request of a drink. you definitely know where you are in terms of surrounded by wealth. And again, I don't want to put the wrong perception to your character's eyes that they're the ultra wealthy. They're just the wealthy merchants and the wealthy workers that still work because they spend a lot of money to make a lot of money.
Well, this is certainly refreshing. Enjoy it while we last, yeah.
Yes, agreed. Calm before the storm.
Definitely the calm before the storm. Where do you imagine we'll find something? What room?
Well, considering where we are, and there may actually be clues that may appear,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good thing, but also it may just end up giving us more of a headache later on.
True enough.
Both of you give me a perception check as you have your conversation.
That'd be a 17.
That's an 11.
Okay. You're
17.
pretty locked into this conversation, but Red, as you're listening and looking at the door, you do catch a bit of side conversation from a nearby table talking about the celebration to be had tonight.
Tonight? Interesting.
And you kind of lean into that further and you begin to glean a little bit more. Eavesdropping in, you do catch that it is business with you, which you get on a 17, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check my notes here. 17. The knot.
Mm-hmm.
Celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Newly seated.
Mm.
And that's what a 17 gets you.
She is going to lean in and under her breath.
Now, I will say real quick. I know it says something I forgot to do earlier. Each of you do have 2 help dice. So if you want to add a d4 onto any check ever, as long as you have that help dice, you can hold 3 total throughout a stream. But if you want to use one, just want to make sure you remember them.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me real quick. Let me just...
So just let me know when you want to use it so I can reflect the screen properly.
Okay.
Got it.
Did you see that I got one earlier this stream?
Yes,
yeah, I added
she
that
did
in.
get one.
So
All right.
I'll add that in right now.
Yeah.
And that's a DM bane as well.
Oh, yep.
Or you know what?
Okay.
You know what? Never mind. I'll just put all 3 now, so just to make things easier for later, just in case, and precaution. Because at this point, I don't know if he's reminding us.
Thanks, bud.
Right? Like.
Appreciate you. Alrighty then. You want to use that dice now? To add a d4
Which one
to
of us
your
are
roll?
you asking? Okay.
You got the higher one, so yeah, you should.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll actually do that.
Okay.
What number?
It's a
is
1d4.
It's a D4.
A D4. All right, let's see. Bam. Roll. Oh yeah, cool. It added a 1.
Okay, that is a higher DC. I have one for 17, 18, 19, and then higher.
Okay.
So when 18, you catch the underlining tones of the verbiage used, and you get a bit of questionability as they're talking.
Like they're not sure that it is tonight, or they're not sure about the person?
They're not sure about the person.
Interesting. And she can tell which direction this conversation is coming from, right?
Yes.
Is it something that's towards the bar, or towards the door to exit?
closer to the door to exit.
Dang. Okay. There seems to be a conversation back that way. Someone is talking about the Merchant's Knot celebration tonight. They seem like they don't particularly. Maybe trust is not the right word, but they're unsure of the one that's being elevated.
Hmm. That's only fair. So, am I to speculate that the party will be held here, based on what you heard, or?
Well, she knows that the parties are always held in town, right?
They're always held in town.
They're
Location
always...
may vary depending upon size expected. You know they're always in town, and you know they're always in this area. But they usually don't go further out from the Cerulean Castle, just based upon the status that someone acquires when you become a seated member of the Merchant's Knot. Like this isn't like a small deal. Like you being put into this seat, you are expected to oversee the entirety of whatever realm you're overseeing. So this would mean that the head of the household for the Ilram family is being elevated to a position to oversee everything happening within the Sirwich Fields.
Right, so they'll be in town, no further from the castle than here. But this is good for us. This means that tonight we can go ahead and do our thing.
Mm-hmm.
About this time in the conversation you're having, one of the workers is sent over, and they sit down probably about a foot to foot and a half wide disc, and they just
Charcuterie board.
set it down, and it is, for lack of a better term, a charcuterie board. It is a incredible spread of smoked meats, freshly cooked meats, cheeses, hard and soft, breads of varying degrees of crunch. And this, again, simple female woman, blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail, the similar attire you saw with the blue tunic, the apron with a bit of a gold trim around it, and the trousers. Will there be anything else? Fresh drinks? Anything else?
No, this is just fine. Thank you. And she'll go
Absolutely.
ahead and okay, would she know what the tip-ish thing would be here?
Here, you know, it's, again, because the area you're in, you know, it's
Higher end.
higher end.
So is like a gold then?
Yes, it would be, that would be a good base.
Cool. She's going to give the woman 2 gold.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Is this she's a bit comfortable asking, but is this for the drinks, meal, and me? Just me?
That portion is just you, dear. He's got the rest of it.
Oh. You sure you don't need more drinks? She just turns to like a friendly smile once again as you see her pocket it quickly.
He looks up at her and goes, "For right now, no. But
All right.
if needed, I will call you over."
Alrighty then. Well, my name is Amy, so if you need anything, just let me know. And she
Good to meet you, Amy.
heads off.
Excellent. Nice.
He chuckles a little bit and looks to Red and just goes, "Well, if we needed a contact here to keep us informed of anything, technically you just bought one."
Oh, I'm very well aware, dear. I spent my coin precipitously.
He just
Alright.
grins at all this because now he's just like, "I have a compatriot. She don't know anything. I have a compatriot."
Why do I feel like you're just slowly recruiting for a ship to lead the campaign?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's gonna be a pirate campaign. Sky Pirates.
She will go ahead and start digging into the food, focusing mainly on the meat.
It's incredible.
Yeah, he's taking his He's taking his time, but keeping his eye on the door nonchalantly.
As you are having your meal, things like that, you realize that the taverns in this area is beginning to slowly dwindle down in popularity. As you imagine, it is the end of kind of like the lunch area. And again, just putting two and two together, this is a very structured part of the city. Things happen on clockwork around here. So you can definitely see as the time you've been here begins to span on, people pay, they leave, and they don't really get replaced by more customers. You can see they're starting to pay and leave, Till it's usually about you guys and 3 other tables. You imagine it's probably individuals who are of a higher status, who don't need to go back right away, or individuals like you who are just out and about.
As they continue to eat and drink, she's going to make sure she listens to see if she can pick up anything further from anyone else.
Okay.
Hinting at the merchant's not. And also watch the door to the bar.
Okay. You do see Hamas coming in and out a couple of times, grabbing like a barrel, walking back in, taking an empty one out, things like that. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary for what would be the proprietor of a business like this. As far as listening to conversations, most of it just becomes to be boring. Just talks about making trips to here or there, or betting in on a new mining excavation going on in a Rainbow Quarry. Wondering how much people talking about and theorizing how much longer that's going to sustain them. It's just your brain starts to turn off to the conversations.
I have another question.
Yes.
Would there be something like a board with an announcement of events, or like a newspaper standish kind of thing that would have a listing of events happening, or anything similar that might give some
There
information to
would be.
verify that it is tonight?
There would be.
Ha!
I'm glad one of you two asked.
What is it?
So as you look around, you do see on the other end of the room, you didn't see this when you first came in, it's close to the stairwell, the double stairway that leads up in the far corner. You get up, walk over, and you're scanning over it real quick, and you don't have to roll, it's plain as day. You do see one that looks a bit fresher, and it states on there in very, very nice calligraphy ink, outline borders, everything hand inked in. You can see in dedication to George Ilroom's recent ascension to a chair within the Merchant's Knot, celebrations to begin, and it just lists an address you're unfamiliar with, but it does list this district, and it says it will be, I don't have a calendar in front of me to give you the proper day of the week, but it says it will be tonight.
Does it have a time?
Dusk.
Okay. She's going to remember the address and then write it down when she gets to the seat, so it's kind of like not like she's making notes on the board. Well, over there, it does confirm that the celebration will be tonight for this at dusk. So we will be. It's more confirmation, basically, for tonight.
So we still have a couple of hours, which is good.
Right.
Very good.
We should probably head back soon. It's just to kind of make sure we've got everybody together in one place. While we're here, maybe we should see about getting a couple of sending stones.
Does Drac know a guy?
Does Drac know a guy?
I mean, he knows plenty of guys, probably.
You know plenty of guys. Unfortunately, the individuals you deal with, while they may utilize such a thing, they don't openly sell them and things like that. But you would imagine that as where you are located, maybe you've already met someone that could sell such a thing.
Maybe the guy talking about the stuff from the islands, the Riz Islands.
That's what I was thinking. It's just like, would he know if the Riz Islands sell them, and if he was talking about it, would he possibly speculate that he may have some on hand?
I would say, make me a history check.
Man, you're making me roll the thing I have zeros on all night. God damn.
You're asking to recall memory knowledge. Yes.
That's a 2.
Oh,
Sure.
goodness.
Absolutely, without question.
Knowing the town like she does, is the guy likely to have any sending stones?
You would know that they're not incredibly common. They are typically used for individuals who need that kind of communication over long distances rapidly. The magic required to produce one isn't your day-to-day spell. It isn't something you can just make overnight and constantly crank out. So they are a bit rare in their distribution and their crafting of them. But again, you are in essentially the weave tech capital of the realm. It's a very high chance you could find one. It's just where are you going to find it?
Okay.
Is it going to be somewhere you can get to? And what's that price tag going to be?
Probably really high.
Do I want to tip my hand? That is the question.
Do it.
Do it. Tip your hand.
Okay.
No.
Considering his background feature,
Okay.
would Drac be able to pull a favor in order to liberate some sending stones?
I like how you put that.
Roll a D100.
Oh no.
Be good to me. Please be good to me. I have done nothing wrong to you tonight.
I'm thinking of a percentage number in my head, and the percentage you can pull this off. You must roll below this number that's in my head.
I highly doubt it because I see 60. 62?
No.
This is just speculation on his part. It's like, would I be able to?
You see
No.
as Dracox just begins to get a little lost in thought as he's chewing on a particular piece of bread and cheese. Just his eyes kind of glaze over for a minute.
You all
And
right
then-
there, dear?
He goes, yes. Well, I kind of had an idea, but considering the people I know, it wouldn't work out as well as I was hoping. So,
Well, there's no harm in really asking the person that was out there selling things from the islands. So,
I was actually going to figure if, considering the fact that where we are, we actually ask Amy, and in order to see if maybe she heard any kind of mention of it here, because merchants will come in, eat, sometimes talk about what they're selling.
true enough.
And if not, we could always go back over to him and see what he has.
All right. Ask away.
At this point, he actually does lift his hand up, like calling Amy over.
Okay. She heads over. Yes, dear. Can I for you?
I have a question for you.
Sure.
By any chance, was there any merchants mentioning that they may have some sending stones for sale? We are currently in the market for a couple.
Not that I can recall, no. Most talk has been about somebody, some celebration going on tonight.
Ah, the merchant's not. Yes.
Yeah, I heard about it. It's interesting, to say the least.
What have you heard? What's the story like around here?
Well, I'm not one to pry too much into business, but it's there hasn't been someone overseeing the Sirwich Fields in some times, as a vote was never decided on for quite a few years. And now to have that seat filled so rapidly, it's just interesting.
I'd say it is.
That is interesting to know.
Well,
Thank you for that.
Of course.
Thank you for the information. We appreciate it.
Another round of drinks, or are you all good?
He's gonna look to her and just at this point be like, "Yeah, it's best we probably head out." And he's actually going to look and just be like, "What is the total?"
For your meal, it comes to this and your drinks. About 2 gold, 5 silver.
He takes out 6 gold, hands it to her. Keep the change.
She is just taken aback. Just, are you, you...
That is for the excellent service, answering our questions, and being mindful. So thank you.
And you can see she begins to immediately turn her body to where her back is towards the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts to quickly pocket what's not needed for payment.
He chuckles and just goes, "Well, if you do find, or at least hear, anything interesting, either about the festivities tonight or any other kind of special things that merchants may be selling, there is an apothecary out in the Sirwich Fields. We'll be staying there."
I'll remember that. Thank you both very much. I
So,
appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
And she heads back to the bar. Is there anything the two of you want to do with the rest of your day, aside from trying to procure some sending stones?
Nope. That's it for her. She just wants to see if she can find some sending stones and hopes they're not incredibly expensive.
Okay. 2 of you give me investigation checks and we'll move on to Miss Eva and Doctor. What are you two up to with your paths of the day?
Well, the doctor was just simply go back to the apothecary, do some inventory, basically.
Okay, so you're just going to spend the day pretty much detailing everything in the...
Not the entire day. I imagine like I go out there, I don't even know where she really would have kept any listings of what she has. And I probably just go out there, look at the herbs. Once I know offhandedly, I write down. And once I don't know, I'll come back to.
Make a nature check.
Rolled that by advantage by action, but as an 11.
11? You can identify some of them. A few are a little out of your depth.
Yeah, this is not my practice.
It's about to be.
It really is. And if I don't know the name of a herb or what it purpose could be, I probably would just make a mental note and I come back to another day when I can get more access to information about this stuff. And then once that's all dealt with, I was going to join Miss Eva in watching the Ilrun family from the Collins lands.
Okay. Miss Eva, give me a perception check, please.
Yes, sir. That's a 13.
13, okay. So as you are out there, are you moving? Are you staying stationary?
No, just kind of finding a spot to chill. She probably just pulls out her lyre for a while and just mindlessly watches.
Okay. So you're keeping an eye on the Ilrum homestead?
Basically.
Okay. From a safe distance, because you do know you probably don't want to be on their lands. I'm guessing, or do you go on their lands? It's up to you.
Oh no, I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
stay
you
on
let
the
me know what you
Collins.
want to do, and I will convey the story.
No, I'm staying on the Collins land. I'm not giving them any ammo
Okay.
to play with.
As you begin to play and pluck and wait, breakfast passes, lunch passes. I would say almost directly after lunch passes, you can see emerging on the distance 3 horse-drawn carriages, not carts, but actual like completely covered carriages. And they are all, as they begin to move across the path, you just kind of trace them for a bit. And you can see the familiar black banner with the single white I, the letter I, embroidered on it, as it just passes off in the distance, making its way towards the city.
Is it late afternoon, roughly?
It's directly to lunch. I would say together they probably had an
Okay.
early lunch, knowing they wanted to get on the road.
Okay.
So about the time you're starting to get a little hungry for lunch, like, oh, I could eat. I could really go for a snack. You see them kind of off in the distance, making their way. Right about the time they get out of view is when the doctor eventually finds you, and the two of you catch up on a single spot.
When Dr. gets there, you just simply ask, anything exciting happen?
Well, the carriages have left. That's about it.
Oh, well, I wonder if Red and Drac got any information. Maybe they can enlighten us to what they might have been doing today. Who knows?
Hasn't really been much going on, but I kind of expected that, to be honest.
Fair enough. I realized I am completely out of my depth in that apothecary.
Time for you to learn a new form of medicine, Doctor.
It would seem so. Though, probably needed, to be fair.
Now, instead of breaking them apart, he had put them back together again and make sure the fact that they still breathe.
I thought breathing was an optional thing, but alright.
He can
I
put
mean,
them
it
back
is for some
together.
people.
It's just
I was gonna say.
keeping them alive is
Breathing is optional for some reasons, you know?
Yeah, it really is.
Well, I guess the doctor would just join Miss Eva in her spot and sit next to her and watch.
okay.
Basically, just waiting to see if the other two come back.
Okay. I would say it takes them until evening to do their searching. Based upon those rolls there, a 17 and a 10. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do find one merchant that is willing to part with a pair of sending stones.
Mm-hmm.
They are, let's see here, based upon this, then the area you're in, they're priced at 650 gold
Yeah, we're gonna wait.
for the pair. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's done. Nope, not happening. Let's go back.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed. He's just like,
Did
no.
all of you communicate where you were going to meet?
I
Back at
mean,
the apothecary, I think what
yeah.
we said.
Okay. So the two of you head back to the apothecary.
Uh-huh.
It's locked.
Okay, cool.
How
they would know
long
the most likely route that they would take to get between the apothecary and
You could guess, certainly. But my question is, Eva and Doctor, how long do you two stay out?
Oh.
It is pushing into
Right.
evening. You are beginning to
Yeah.
see the upper cloud fog begin to roll in as the island is descending once again.
Yeah. Once the sun starts coming down, then we're like, yeah, it's probably time to go back.
Okay, so about the time Red and Drax, you're like, all right, we should go find them. You walk like 10, 15 minutes towards where you think they should be, and then you see them walking towards you.
I will say this. Drac would have made sure to grab some of the food that they still left
Yes.
for
Okay.
them as a precaution.
Okay.
Yep.
So Eva and Doctor, as you walk up, you can see Drax is just like snacking on something.
Oh,
No.
Red would have
And Red as
wrapped
well.
some up for them, not for herself.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I did not. I didn't say it was for him.
Oh, it's
I
not
said
for
he
you.
would-
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
My
It's for
apologies.
them.
I misunderstood.
It's for Ava and Doctor, just as a precaution.
Okay.
If they were fine, then he may snack on it.
Okay.
But no, first thought was them.
Okay. So the four of you reconvene
Mhm.
and make your way back to the apothecary.
No, because I'm pretty sure we'd share the information, and then when
And head straight out because it's supposed to be at dusk, right?
yeah,
True.
Yep. So we need to head. She would share the information and say that we need to head out there probably right now and offer up some of the food because they're probably hungry.
yeah. As she's talking about everything we heard, he was just like, "Would you like some?" And he just like you just see him opening this like small little thing. It's like a small little pouch, and just like
Mhm.
just has it open enough so you guys can see there's just meat inside, and he grabs like another two. One has cheese, one has bread on it.
Definitely meats.
He's like, "Go ahead." I got it. In all honesty, I got it really thinking about all of us. I figured you may have not eaten, keeping an eye on things. So here.
When the doctor sees the food, he realizes, oh yeah, I am hungry.
Oh yeah, should probably eat. All right. As all of you have a quick snack before you head out for the dubious adventures you're to have this evening, so we're going to take a break.
Oh, yeah.
And as part of our break, we're going to do our 200 follower giveaway, which we will do. We'll do that. We'll do the drawing when we get back. But I will go ahead
Yeah.
and show all of you what our first and second place winners can potentially win tonight. So first off, huge, I can't say it enough, thank you to everyone that is here and those of you that catch this video later on. If you couldn't make it tonight, we miss you. But to everyone in this community, thank you so very much for being here. It means a lot for you to just come here, hang out. I see chat just flying, so it's amazing.
We're having fun. We're
I hope-
doing things.
Yeah, I hope all of you are having a
Mhm.
blast and enjoying the story that we're all telling here together. It's just a ton of fun. And as just a quick way to say thank you for getting us to 200, we want to give you some things. So I don't know how much the camera background is going to cut off. I'll do my best to make sure everything shows properly. But the first thing I always like to lead with is this giant D20.
Yeah.
Like, you know me, I'm not a small dude. I'm 6'4", so this thing fits like that in my hand. And what's really nice about this is that it's not just a D20. You could potentially carefully roll. And I say carefully because it does have a magnetic top that comes off. You can hold your dice in, which is fantastic. So that's... Well, sorry, I'm just a tall dude.
Don't
That's
worry about it. I'm a foot shorter.
one bit to our... We will have two drawings, a first place and a second place. Or I guess really first drawing, second drawing. I don't want... It's not a competition. First drawing, get this. And this fantastic red, almost like dragon scale inlaid with a metal frame dice set. And again, I don't know how well it's going to pick up, but I'm going to bring it up to the camera and just show it. You'll get a full set of these, fully metal dice. You'll get the D20, the D100s, the D10, the D6, the D4, all the great dice to go along with this. But that's not it for our first drawing. Sometimes we know that even though if you have a nice little home to put your dice in, like this fantastic D20, and you have this fantastic set of metal dice, sometimes dice just need to be taught a lesson. So we're also going to give you a timeout chair that says timeout on it, and it also comes with a dunce cap. So if your dice is a dunce dice, you can put it in the chair and put the little hat on it and teach your dice a lesson for rolling bad when you need it to roll well.
Not a hammer, no.
And then second drawing, we have this fantastic set of metal dice, black with green labeling. This is actually a personal favorite. This is why I made it just by itself, because I think it's a fantastic looking dice. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Might come up a little weird with the camera, but I gotta tell you, these are beautiful. I'm not going to show or say who they're from. You'll see it when you get it in the mail, because they're not sponsoring us yet, but with any luck, maybe they'll reply to my email. That's just putting out there in the universe to, hey, please sponsor us. We want to give stuff away to our fans. But that is our 2 giveaways we will do, and we will pull those as soon as we come back from break. But for now, we're going to take a quick about 10-15 minute break, get some snacks and water, and we will see you when we get back. Hello, everyone. Thank you for sticking out during our break. What is off to the side there? That's catching my... What is that? Oh, it's my background. Okay, sorry. I just saw the camera wasn't deleting certain pieces. Like, what is going on back there? And then I realized what it was. Anyways, welcome back. I hope all of you enjoyed the break. You got yourself some food, some snacks, and we don't have anything important to do, right? So we just get back into the game, right? We can just go back to it.
No.
I mean, I don't see why not.
I agree. But I'm pretty sure the fact that there's somebody in there that wants their stuff, you know.
True. Okay, so we will be doing a giveaway right now. There's only 2 rules, unless a third one happens to come up. You must be following, and this is going to pull a random member of the chat. So if it pulls a staff member, I'm just going to re-roll. So we'll see who gets it.
Question for DM before we kick this off.
Hit it. Oh, my shoulder.
What do we do if it rolls a party member?
I'm just going to re-roll.
Okay.
That's what I meant by staff.
Sure
that's what I meant by staff member, party member.
Making sure that's clear.
Yeah, sorry, you guys can't win.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for my other one that I won before I technically became a staff member.
Deal with it.
I think I pay me in the food you get to cook me when you come down.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're going to pull the big one. The first pull, the giant D20, the lovely timeout chair, the dunce hat, and the beautiful red scale dice. Karasu, 808, you win the big pot. Very nice.
Oh, they're not following.
Not following this channel. Oh, they should be. They're always here.
I agree. Did they forget to actually hit the follow button?
Friend, you better fix that real fast.
You have 30 seconds to follow before I reroll.
I'm a ninja. Ninjas don't get things, though.
20 seconds. Gift it to another. Okay.
All right.
Saran! Oh my gosh.
Saran is
not following?
the channel.
He is following. This
He is
thing's
following.
jacked up. Hang on.
Probably.
Karis, are you actually following and it doesn't know what it's talking about?
He's been following since July 2021.
Karasu?
So for 2
Yeah.
months.
Karasu?
Yeah, Crosso's been following since December 18th. Wow.
Okay, we're just going to take that as first and second place then. Nightbot's drunk, so we're going to do this. Karasu, you got the big boy one. You got the the huge gift. Saran, you got the dice. Both of you know me on Discord, so do me a favor and just send me a DM on Discord with the address you would like it mailed to, and I will get it mailed out. Let's see here. I can do this. I can have it out probably by Saturday. So just shoot me a Discord message with your address, and we will get these lovely gifts sent your way. I'm super excited that we got to give things away, and I look forward to doing it more often. I have a few things in my processes here, some more giveaways we're going to do a little more frequently, maybe not weekly, but we'll definitely push for a monthly giveaway, and we'll probably do some kind of a dice. I've got someone I've been talking with, and hopefully we can make it happen. But until
There's
then,
a lot of talking people. You should know this, just to make sure.
I talk to a lot of people, so I'm going to get everything set aside, everything ready in its little groups, so we can get it packaged up, super secure, and get it sent out. Alrighty then, that was exciting. I'm happy. Got to give some things away. That feels good. That's nice. But getting back into our story tonight. As all of us have had our snacks, I had Pop-Tarts and water because I'm a fat kid on the inside.
Popcorn.
Popcorn, very nice.
I had to grab the Nerds gummy clusters. and have a
Nerds
couple of them.
gummy clusters.
Mhm.
That sounds
Ooh.
delicious.
It's amazing.
Before we went to break, the four of you had been able to handle some business, get some things verified, and were beginning to make your way towards the Ilrum homestead, feeling confident the homestead was empty due to the ceremony taking place. You head out through familiar pathways, and you come upon, again, the homestead. Large, 2.5 story building, housing this large family you've come to learn. Then probably about 80 to 100 feet off to each side is another cluster of about 3 to 4 buildings. You do see that in the main homestead there is no light. However, there is light in the other buildings that are off to the side of each of those.
Interesting. Okay. How dark is it outside right now?
By the time you've gotten here, with the upper level of cloud cover and cloud/fog cover, the sun has set. It is effectively dark.
Okay, so before she would have gotten in sight of the area, she would have done the light thing again and covered it up.
Okay.
And she would be, of course, holding on to Eva's shoulder.
Okay. Very well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, yep.
Okay. Who is heading this?
The meat shield. I mean, Drac. Sorry.
The meat shield. Okay.
Oh, and cast mage armor before we get in sight too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's important.
I'm going to wait till we're inside to cast it.
Okay.
Okay. Quick question, just for distance purposes. How far away are the other buildings from the main house?
So there's a main, if you go off a point of view of the main house being in the middle, off to the left and the right, they're anywhere from 80 to 100 feet away.
Okay. Just what I needed to know.
Okay. So how are you all approaching?
Quietly. Even though we don't need to, but probably still quietly.
Let's
absolutely.
kick this off with a round of stealth checks.
Oh, yay, this ought to be
I-
great. I know I'm probably going to have to use one of my dice. Okay. Oh, God, yep. No, wait, we might as well just not.
I don't feel like I want to waste a health die on that.
Nope, I'm not going to waste a health die on that. Nope,
Nope. Not at all.
No, you did as poorly as I did.
Do we all get 3?
No, some of us can roll decently.
Oh, damn. She said,
21.
get some
Oh.
dice. All right. Red,
Uh-huh.
what do you got?
Oh,
What'd you
I
roll?
nat one it.
Okay.
I got a 3.
All right. Drakix.
I got a 2, but the total is a 3.
Eva.
21.
Okay. Doctor.
2 plus 1.
Plus a 3.
technically, we are a 3-party because if we add in the numbers for Eva, it's still a 3.
Oh my god. I'm so happy right now.
Hang on. I just want to see how much this offsets. So 3
I
plus
agree.
3 plus 3 plus 21 divided
That's
by
30.
4 makes it
That's-
14.
14. So
And
as
a
a
quarter.
group.
As a group, Eva, as you're walking along with this group, you've got Red hanging onto your shoulder. Drakis is in front of you. Doctor's behind you. You just barely, with your vision, can make out what looks to be the shape of a just free wandering chicken.
God.
And you're like, okay, I gotta watch out for that. So you manage to step around it, but you watch as Red's foot is about to just punt the shit out of this chicken. Not like hardly, but like she doesn't realize it's there. She's gonna keep walking. So you just freeze. And you're like, hold on. And Red, as you hear that, you can hear the slight sound of. And you look down, and you can just see there's this chicken just resting there, just chilling.
Fucking chickens.
Do I hit the cuckoo?
Oh, please kick it. Kick the chicken. Oh. Make me
Let
so
us
happy.
not- if there is anything I have learned from LOZ, let us not kick the damn chicken. I do not want to deal with a flock of them coming after our ass. You see, Siren knows. Siren knows.
So you get them away from the chicken, move around, and continue to walk a bit closer to the building. And then you look back, and for a moment you see the doctor has kind of stopped for a second as he's just breathing a bit too hard and his goggles have fogged up. And now he's having to put his hand on your other shoulder.
Oh, jeez.
You now have 2 people on your shoulder.
Well,
just
use
kind
the
of-
other hand to cast precipitation to get rid of the.
Yeah,
fog.
you're casting as you're going, but you're tense. It's a little warm. You're breathing hard. So you're like, come on, cast. Okay, you're clean. Oh God,
Eva
cast.
looks over
Kind of
her
clean.
shoulder at Red on one side, over her shoulder at the doctor on the other, just gives a very heavy sigh.
And then you keep moving forward, and that's all I'm going to put on the party. Your group check in total was not awful. Y'all should right now thank Eva for such a great role.
Really should,
We
honestly.
appreciate you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
But with caution and time, I will say it does take you longer to get where you want to get because of that kind of a role. But you do eventually make it to the front door.
She's gonna listen and
Actually,
look
my
and
question
make
is,
sure.
I don't want to assume where you're going. You begin to approach the front of the building. You may choose how you want to go in.
Yeah. We're going in the front door, right? Anybody hear anything?
Drac is gonna go. There's windows by the front door, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's I'll give you a quick recap how it looks. So there's the front porch area. The porch goes seemingly all the way around. I will say that even if you have dark vision, because of the obscurity of the cloud fog, all your vision is halved. So even if you have dark vision, you're only seeing up to about 30 feet.
So this is a typical like farmhouse, basically.
Yeah, what it
Okay.
appears like the porch just disappears in the darkness along with the building to the left and right. The front of it, the door is centered. Incredibly well made craftsmanship of wood. It's elevated a bit, probably by about a foot off the ground with like a bit of stonework. You could head up the stairs. Up there is a large door, singular door, not double wide, just a single door. It is flanked by two like thinner windows, probably like, I don't know, 5 to 6 inches wide. And then outward from that, it just staggers normal windows throughout the front of the house until eventually the left and right of the house just disappears into darkness.
Okay, so Red is going to listen and make sure that
Agreed. Same here.
there's no movement inside, no snoring of somebody left behind.
Okay,
None of that.
Give me
Can he
a
can I give her the
perception
help
check.
action?
Yes, you can. So may I
Alright.
please have a perception check with advantage?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take that first one. That first one was an 18.
Okay. An 18, you listen in. Nothing catches your attention. Seems empty, quiet.
Well, I'm not hearing anything, shall we? She will check to see if the door is locked, trapped, any kind of magic,
Okay.
anything.
So check for traps. Give me an investigation check, please.
Okay. Oh, yay. Her bestest best skill. That's you know what? That's a 14, but I'm gonna add one of my other
Okay.
dice to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Roll that. Oh, of course it's a 1. So 15?
15
Yeah.
does not appear to be trapped.
Oh, cool. Is it locked?
It is locked.
Ooh. Cute. Okay.
Cool. Cool.
Right.
Cool.
Are any of the windows not locked?
The windows, you head over to one of them. They don't open.
Dang it.
Can I fashion a makeshift lockpick out of any of my things from my alchemy set? Like my scalpel or anything like that?
I'll say you could, but I wouldn't give you any bonuses to it because it's not an actual thieves tool
Yeah, I don't have
kit.
proficiency in that anyway,
No,
so it wouldn't get
but you could
advised.
definitely give it an attempt with those.
I would like to give it an attempt.
Okay, give it a shot.
What am I rolling?
Just a dexterity check.
That's a 4.
4.
Oh my
So
god.
you, looking through the tools you have, you grab like the equivalent of like a dental pick, one of your thinner scalpels, a little mirror that you have, trying to see, maybe that'll help. And you get to work on it. And if you could see a tongue sticking out of a plague doctor mask, you could probably see one at this point. And you're like, hey, I've got this. Here we go. You want to throw a help dice on that? You were given one.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, for a 6, you don't break your tools, but you don't quite have the dexterity or the training required to find the tumblers perfectly. You do find the first one because it's right there in the beginning,
Mhm.
but getting further past that, you would need something a little more sturdier because as you begin to like press with that dental pick, you can feel it in your fingers begin to bend and give, and you're like,
This is
I'm
literally
gonna
me
break this.
after I started watching the lockpicking lawyer channel.
You're like, I'm gonna break these if I keep going, so you rescind.
Okay, I have a better question.
Okay.
All right, because I just came up with a brilliant idea. Are there any windows that will show the inside of the door?
The inside of the door?
Yes, like from a corner. Or is the door not positioned that way?
Or
Let's see
is there a
here.
mirror
Anything
pointing
that will give
towards?
me a view of the inside of the door so I can use Mage Hand.
Okay. Okay. Uh, I will say it's kind of hard to get an angle on the door,
Mm-hmm.
but if you want to take a crack at it, roll me a simple spell casting check.
Okay, or can she see the lock on the window?
Could I hand her the mirror I was using?
You could,
No, it needs to be
but
inside.
it would need to be on inside.
Okay, so a spell casting check. Got
Mhm.
it. All right.
You
Bam.
got this. You got this.
That would be a 22.
22. It's
Uh-huh.
you don't get a really good line of sight on the other side of the door with just the way the building's laid out and how the door is positioned. But you can guess pretty well. I mean, you can stand on the other side of the door and guess where it is. So you get to a window and you cast Mage Hand and you look and you just try your best to envision where it should be. And as your hand goes around, you begin to feel resistance and limitations of spell, but you push through, trying your best to harness that charismatic power in your blood, your magic, and you physically begin to twist your arm, and you can feel the resistance in your tendons, the magic fighting back just through the limitations. But eventually you push, and there's this very subtle click.
Oh, yes. All right. She's going to, depending on whether it's a push door or a pull door, she's going to open it just a little with
Is a
Mage
push
Hand.
in. Yeah, so
Cool.
door opens slightly.
All right. Well, I think I got it. Let's go.
Let me see here. Who was directly in front of the door?
Would it be me? If
It would be you. Make a perception check.
That is a 13.
13.
You want to smack a dice on that?
I mean, my passive is definitely higher than that, but
True.
I don't think it's worth at this point.
Okay. As you are kind of focusing on the door, trying to see if this is going to work or not, you do hear it open, and as it opens a bit, you watch as this bit of silver thread that seems to line the door frame snaps and almost instantly dissipates, like it disintegrates.
Do I recognize what that is then?
Do you have this spell in your spellbook?
I do not.
Make an Arcana check.
This is the one you need the dice for.
It rolled my health dice with it because it does a Arcana check with tools thing automatically.
Okay.
I can't turn it off.
So
that is a dirty 20 and a +1 from the health dice.
21. You definitely have. You never took this spell because you just didn't feel it necessary for your needs, but you have read of it. You have read of a spell that requires a silver thread to be stretched across a doorway or a window, and it essentially alerts whoever set the spell that it's been broken.
I would immediately share this knowledge with the party and say, we either have maybe 30 minutes of looking around or we need to go now.
All right. Well, I suggest we split up and cover more ground that way. 20 on the safe side. Wait, how long would it?
I'm trying to guesstimate how long a carriage would take to get back here. And that's why I said 30 minutes at tops. because it's a 2-hour walk.
Well, here's the other question. Is there any activity in any of the other buildings? Because it could have been set by someone still here.
Make a perception check.
Dang it. Okay.
Can I help her with that? Because he'd be looking around the moment he's told.
Given how far away they are, I was going to say disadvantage. So you can help her, but it would just be a single roll.
That's fine.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Give me a good roll here. Okay, that's a 17.
Okay. With a 17, you look around, and in the building off to the left, you do notice a couple of torchlights begin to go on in the upstairs windows.
All right, the person's probably up there. Do you see those torchlights?
I
I
do.
think we're probably just a little fucked. We probably should just go. Fuck.
Um. Um.
What are you doing? What are you guys doing?
You said that they were about 80 feet, right?
80 to 100 feet away.
80 to 100 feet away? Fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, no. He's gonna follow the group on this one. If they
Okay.
decide to leave.
God.
I have a crazy idea that probably would not work, but
What?
if we're out there, go in the house, lock door back.
All right, let's try it and hide somewhere. Yes. Hide somewhere in the house. Away from the door.
I think guys are either our best bet to get evidence on this, because if we're
We're
caught,
not going to have a chance like this again.
I don't think we will.
Agreed.
All right, inside now.
All right.
Okay. Everyone runs inside?
The doctor
Gotta
does.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we're all inside and we're going to close the door and lock it behind us and then scramble.
Okay.
Yep. That way, if only one of us gets caught, the rest of us keep searching, but
Right,
we
and
won't
if you
know it.
Well, if you get caught, you call out.
Okay. All of you
Inconspicuously call out.
scramble inside,
Right.
you close the door, you relock it, you look around immediately. Your dark vision isn't restricted here, so if you do have dark vision, you're open fully to your 60 feet. So those of you with dark vision, you look around, you can see it's an incredibly built home. It is, you go directly into a large kind of foyer opening area. Before that opens into, it looks to be a split combination of like the dining hall or a dining room and a kitchen. And then off to your left and right, you can see it heads into 2 hallways. So who's going where?
The doctor immediately looks for a cellar door, and as he goes, he's casting a mage armor on himself.
Okay, you head down a hallway, casting a spell across your body. All of you watch as a quick shimmer of blue energy just across his form.
I'm going to be following the doctor.
Okay.
Because
2 of you
if
head.
he's, yeah.
Drac is going to go and try to find the office.
Okay. You make an investigation check. Eva.
I am gonna stay within 30 feet of that door that we just cracked.
Okay, so you.
I'm gonna roll a d4.
Would you like to head?
Oh my god.
Would you like to head down a hallway or head into the dining area, Miss Eva?
That's an 8, by the way.
Okay.
Choice is a hallway or a dining area, you said?
Yep. Because as you're in this immediate room, you look straight back as it goes. It opens up into a large area. You can see a table, probably seats anywhere from 10 to 15 individuals. It's a large room that's just back beyond where you're at. Then you can see it does open up to the left and the right. But to immediate left and right are 2 hallways.
Probably the hallway then.
Okay, so you duck around a hallway. Dr. Red, you're looking for a basement, a cellar of some type.
Some sort of that. And if I know Red's following me, I would knowing she can't see shit, I would grab her by the wrist and guide her as we were looking.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead and make an
and
investigation check.
I will also whisper out, if you see a door leading somewhere to the side, push me towards it.
Noted.
Drackix, you're looking around, starting to get a little panicked now because time is passing. You're like, oh, office. You're not finding it. You find like a study. You do find a bedroom.
He goes back to the study.
Okay, you head
If
into
he
the study.
passes the study, yeah, he's just going to immediately go right back to the study. Like,
Okay, you head in the study and close the door.
Yeah, he's going to close the door.
All right, you shut the door. Bam! Door closes.
Well, he's not going to slam the door.
No.
behind him.
I have to make the noise a certain level so the microphone will pick it up.
When he actually gets inside, the first thing he's going to do is he straps his shield onto his arm.
Okay.
And then he kind of gets in a position where if the door were to open, he's within close enough proximity to reach out, but not where he'd be easily seen.
Okay.
And he also holds his sword and his long sword in his other hand against his side.
Okay.
He's just gonna sit there and wait.
The investigation check I rolled was a 12, and I did use my last health die.
Okay.
On it, gave it to 13.
Okay. So with the 13, you're looking around. You eventually find like a back corner room. Looks like just like a simple storage. And there is kind of in the far corner what looks to be like a trapdoor.
I immediately go to the trapdoor and try to open it.
It opens easily. It's a bit heavy. It takes just a moment, but it opens and there's a ladder that descends down into the dark.
I immediately get Red onto the ladder first, and I go down after and close the door behind us.
Okay.
And she's going to whisper to him, do you see any windows down here? Anything that would show light if I unwrap my light?
Do I?
You're looking around with your dark vision. You see barrels, bottles, sacks, cellar storage things. No windows.
No windows.
She's going to unwrap her light and find the best place to hide.
Okay. There is about half the entire building's worth of space down here, and it is just barrels upon bottles upon sacks upon crates of fine foods, smoked prepared salted meats, things you would keep below earth to keep cool, because it is very cool down here.
Okay. Barrels look flammable, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I was
would
waiting
be on
for
the opposite
that.
end of the room. I actually kind of want to, if I can maneuver to the side of the basement closest to the front door, that's where I would try to hide to listen in on what goes above us the best I can.
Okay. So Eva, you're hanging out in the hallway hiding.
Yep.
Trackix, you're trying to just be where if the door opens, the door blocks you. Red and Doctor, you're in the cellar. Everyone give me stealth checks.
Oh god, this is gonna suck so much. Alright. Okay. Come on, dice.
Alright.
And I'll ask you for it once everybody gives theirs, and I see it, I'll just start going down the line.
Okay.
Alright. Doctor.
3.
Eva.
Oh no.
18.
Trackix.
Oh no.
Trackix.
Oh,
I'm
sorry. I was muted for a second. My
Okay.
bad.
You're
It's
good.
a 7.
Seven. Okay. Red.
19.
Okay. As all of you hide, and just basically at this point, only the sound of your heartbeats can be heard in your ears. Just Eva, since you're upstairs, keeping an eye on the door, you do see an individual approach with a torchlight. Two
Just
individuals. Two individuals 2 torch lights. You see 2 torch lights. You're not sure if it's how many people, but you see 2 torch lights. You hear the door unlock. The door opens. You can see standing there in the frame is probably about a middle-aged, looks to be human male, wearing very plain, like, sleeping clothes. Just a pair of simple, like, cotton trousers and, like, a very open tunic. No shoes. But you can see they do have, looks like a dagger or, like, a really long short sword in their other hand. And they kind of hold the torchlight up, and they're looking inside. Make a perception check.
Can we use DM's Bane on this perception check?
You can, as he begins to scan around the room. Eva, you duck back just in time, and his torchlight passes over where you were just standing. Are you sure it went off? I'm telling you, I felt it in my head, just like the guy said. I would feel it in my head when it went off. I don't see anything in here. Come on, let's look around. And they push into the building. And they...
If they are within 30 feet, because I stayed within 30
easily.
feet of the door.
Easily.
As soon as I see them, I would like to try to cast Bane on both of them.
Ooh.
Okay. What's your spell set DC?
Charisma 15.
Fail. Fail.
Cool.
Okay.
What are the components to that spell? Verbal somatic?
Verbal somatic material.
Okay.
Bane
so
requires a drop of blood.
are you going to use a focus or are you going to use the material?
The material.
Okay. So
Faster.
you kind of clamp down on your index finger with a fang real quick, and you smear the blood across your middle finger and thumb, and you snap your fingers, and you watch as the shadows from around these individuals quickly creeps up and wraps around them. What's that? What's going on? And then they see you right away.
Oh, dang it.
Nope, hang on. I got this.
For this, we're just going to roll a quick, loose and fast initiative. Just Eva and these 2 individuals. Okay.
That's a 21.
You go first. What are you doing?
Minor illusion.
Okay.
And I want to create... It's a sound or an image, right?
I believe so, yes.
So... I want to kind of... How do I describe this? I want to take the silhouette of myself, because I know that they see me, and create an image of a ghost that appears in front of their face. I want to try to spook them, make them run, like it's haunted.
Okay.
Using minor illusion.
Jesus Christ. God, fuck. I rolled a 4 and a 4 back to back on the D4 to reduce their saving throw.
Nice.
They would have had to beat a
Yeah, they did not even get
DC
close.
15 anyway.
One guy rolled a 0. For effect, roll a D20, add your charisma modifier.
That is a 11.
11?
Correct.
Yeah, that's good enough.
6 plus 5.
Yeah, no, that's good enough. They rolled shit. Okay, due to some very quick thinking on Miss Eva's part, they see you and they're like, "Who are you?" And then your form to them shifts to this awful wailing ghost figure, and it can't move from its space, but it can move in its space. So you project it to just kind of move its arms up, chains rattling down from it. You see both their faces just go mouth agape, eyes wide. And they just turn and book it. Like they trip over each other. They drop one of the torches, pick it up, scramble off. Dagger goes flying to the ground. They are running and screaming loudly.
All I needed. Mission
Okay.
accomplished.
All right.
It bought
Do we
us
hear?
some time.
Do we hear them running and screaming from
Red,
downstairs?
Dr. Drakix, you hear two individuals scream bloody murder and go running off into the night.
The doctor lets out an audible sigh of relief.
Okay.
Drac is immediately putting his sword and his shield away
Okay.
and scouring the study.
Make an investigation check.
That's unfortunate. I wanted to blow something up today.
The doctor will go over to where Red is, assuming he knows where she is.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can see her easy.
Okay. I would recommend we check down here. I wanted to come down here anyways for looking for any kind of cult activity. Basements
Right.
usually tend to be the usual place.
Well, I will help you look then, especially with this light, which should make it easier anyway.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Can I make an advantage?
Yes.
All
Drakix, as you're
right.
looking around, you can just see this seems to be a normal study. There's just books on agriculture, breeding of certain beasts of burden. There's books on butchering them. There's books on raising certain kind of creatures on certain grains. It's a lot of things. Doesn't look like what you're looking for is in here.
That is
Okay.
18 on my investigation check.
18 down here, it's pretty straightforward and boring. It's just a lot of wine,
No
sacks of
secret
food,
passages or anything like
nothing like that down here. No.
that. How long would it take us to search this basement? You said it was like half the house sitting size.
Depending on how thorough you want to go, I would say for this, it is technically your action to do an investigation check, but in an area this large, it would take a solid minute or two.
Minute or two? Okay.
Yeah, not a ton of time because as you're looking, because you did roll decently, it saves you time from wasting down here.
Okay, yeah. If I don't find anything that would resemble a like hidden passage or
No.
a cult activity at all, I would just look to Red and be like, I don't think they do anything down here. Let's check upstairs.
Right. Let's go help the others upstairs. And she will wrap her light and reach out for the doctor again.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was really about to say that. And he'll take her by the wrist and guide her
Okay.
back up the ladder.
Eva, what are you doing?
Breathing, first of all.
Breathing. Do
I
you
want
close the
to-
door?
Did they leave it open?
Oh yeah, they just ran.
No, I'm going to leave it how they left it.
Okay.
But I do want to listen for anyone who might still be in the house who heard them scream.
You listen, and the only thing you can really hear is the sound of footsteps coming from a hallway down where Red and Doctor went, and then you hear some noise down in a hallway where Drakix went. You can hear like shuffling of books, things like that.
All right. I assume Drakex has found like a library or a study or some place that has books and papers, so I'm going to leave him to that. And as quietly as I can, I would like to go and try and see if I can find a master bedroom.
Okay.
Once Red comes back up the stairs, she's going to park herself near a window that looks outside to kind of try and keep watch to see if anybody's coming back this way.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check, and we'll hang on to that.
Okay.
If Red's going to be sitting there, the doctor is going to look for. Trying to think of like another type of room that could have information.
Okay. Eva, I would say for you, you do head upstairs.
Okay.
Jack would continue down this hallway, kind of like peering into peered into any doors that he does see down this hallway? Seeing what's inside.
I would like the doctor would like to go look for the eldest son's bedroom
Okay.
because I've had interactions with him and I recognized him as one of the individuals from the night we explored the tunnel.
Okay.
I forgot that part.
I would say, Eva, you, with a bit of looking, after about a minute, you do find a double door upstairs, and you open it, look inside, and you can find the master bedroom.
Okay.
Drackix, you were looking for which again?
He's going down the hall.
Uh-huh.
Slowly opening, twisting the knobs on doors to test them.
None of them are locked.
And then he'll kind of peer inside, see
Okay.
what kind of room it is.
Down here on the first floor, you find a washroom. You find a closet filled with just various sturdier clothes for when it gets colder. And then you find kind of a smaller bedroom.
As he's walking down, does the size of the small bedroom match the size of the area that it should be?
What do you mean?
Considering what he does, he would know of.
Okay.
Yeah, secret areas.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Damn it, man! I need to work on that.
You're looking for things.
That is a 19.
Hey, that's not bad.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not bad at
Given
all.
your background, you're looking around, and you do notice, kind of off in the corner, there seems to be kind of a slightly off-colored piece of wood. Not very large, maybe 6 inches wide.
Mm.
But you head over, and do you just try to pull it off and open it, or what do you do?
He first is going to look around it before he does anything,
Okay.
making sure
And we'll
what
keep
kind
that
of mechanism it
investigation
is.
check. We'll keep the investigation roll.
Uh-huh.
You're looking around. You can see it's simple but effective. It's just a piece of wood that's well shimmied into this spot, and you can see where there's worn finger grips to get it out.
At that point, he's going to come out, look down the hall for anybody else.
At this point, you would see, I believe, Doctor in Red, because they're still coming through the hallway.
So to both of them, they would see Drac kind of peek his head out of a door, and in their heads, the same message back and forth. I found a possible secret entrance in here. I'm not totally sure as to where Ava went to, so if one of you wants to go get her, I'm going to deal with this and see what's there.
All right, I'm gonna go keep watch at the front to make sure that nobody else happens upon us. Doctor, maybe you go look for Eva.
Yes, and I also wanted to go see if I can find their eldest son's bedroom. I think he was the individual we ran into at the night at the Collins Fields.
He doesn't hear any of that because of the fact he's probably too far away from them. Peeks his head back inside the room, goes over and just puts his fingers into the groove and pulls.
Okay, it comes right out.
Okay.
You look inside. It's not very deep by any means. It's maybe not even enough for your whole hand to fit in there. but you do see a small journal, and then it looks like a small like coin pouch.
At that point, he's going to look at it, click his tongue in annoyance, peek his head back out, see Red standing there because probably at this point the doctor went upstairs.
Just Red staring hard at the front door.
She's just going to hear in her head, well, I found a little nook that has a journal and a coin pouch. If you want to come and get it, sadly enough, my hand is too large to fit in there.
Far away is he?
10, 15 feet.
He's going to hear a very loud whisper. I can't see you.
He walks over, he grabs her shoulder.
As you're standing there in the darkness, Red, a scaly hand just grabs your shoulder.
All right, let's go get it then.
And he's going to walk with her back over to the room, takes her wrist, and puts it next to the hole in the wall.
So she can't feel the hole. She's just groping blindly. Excellent.
No. He's going to put your hand practically into the hole.
All right, she's groping around trying to figure out where this thing is that he wants.
He's like, it's just inside. Just like put your hand in. You'll feel pouch, journal. Pull back.
Something in my eye. I'm laughing too hard. Your hand is placed into a space, and you feel around. Immediately, you feel with a bit of like rough cloth, very small. You pick it up, you can feel something inside of it jingles, and then feeling around a bit more, you feel like a shape of like a very small brick, or maybe even like a piece of wood, leather, and then after you feel the spine, you feel the pages. Oh, it's a journal.
Okay, she's going to take both of them.
You pull them out.
At that point, he puts this piece of wood back into place.
Okay.
And then he's going to walk with her back towards the window.
Okay.
And
then she can see torches coming up.
You get back, and you can see, coming from one of the houses, is about 5 or 6 torches coming your way.
Now.
We need to go get the others.
Eva and Doctor, as the two of you are upstairs. You did find the master bedroom. What would you like to do?
Hang on while I just pose a cat real quick.
Okay.
Yep. I am going to have a little bit of fun.
Okay. What are you going to do?
And I would like to use spider climb to climb onto the door and then through the room using the walls.
Okay.
Just to investigate the room without walking on the floor.
Make an investigation check. 19. As you get Doctor, you watch as she just...
Oh, I'm up in there with her? Okay.
Well, you can see her from, like, as you come up the stairs, you can see where she's opened the double doors. And from that distance, you watch as she just puts a hand on the door. Another hand. A foot. And she just starts crawling up the door and across the wall, out of sight, into this bedroom.
If she even glances at him, all she sees is his head cocked with a like Dr. Mass's. Visually, you know, he's like, okay, she said she could do that. I didn't know she could do this. So I'm a little like,
it's
okay.
a little weird, but she crawls out of sight with a 19.
Can I cast detect magic?
Absolutely.
As I go through to her, if I because I wanted to see if I can sense any kind of magic. in
Okay,
any bedrooms.
you cast Detect Magic, and nothing seems to catch your gaze.
It was worth a shot. Never know. These are the private bedrooms. They could have anything in them.
You never know. Eva, as you come across the wall and you get closer to the bedroom, your right hand grabs the wall, and then as you pull away, a piece of wood comes with it. Just lifts right out.
Oh, hell.
As you are almost right next to the bed at this point.
As in, like, I go through the wall and then back
No.
out? Or...
Like, you put your hand against the wall,
Yeah.
you move up a little bit, and you go to pull your hand back out, but it doesn't detach from the wall. Like, the spider climb keeps sticking to it. Like, normally you have to pull back a bit to get that resistance.
Right.
The resistance of your spider climb is less than the resistance of what kept this piece of wood shimmied into the wall. So as you tunk, you look down, you can see a piece of wood about the size of your hand, and there's just this little space in the wall.
Little handprint in the wall now?
No, it's like a clean board that has come out with you.
Secret
Like,
compartment.
maybe like
Secret compartment.
4 inches across, 3 inches wide.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to see what that's about.
You look in there, and there is a book in there.
Can I pull in Indiana Jones and approximate how much that book weighs?
Make an intelligence check.
Ah, shit.
What do you want from me?
Okay, hang on. I got one more help die.
Well, you have two, actually.
Hey, that's an
maybe
11.
Oh, nice.
Okay, looking at it, I
Wait,
mean,
where did I get in another help die?
I get it.
it's
Thank you.
it's a book. You could approximate it, maybe how heavy it is.
Are we talking like 1 pound, 5 pounds?
I'd say about
Maybe.
a pound or two.
Okay. Then, oh, hang on. I am going to try an Indiana Jones, the book for the scroll case that I have in my equipment.
Okay. You holding yourself on your pretty much toes and knees vertically on this wall. You make a dexterity check.
Just straight dex?
Straight dexterity.
10.
10? You're pretty quick, what you think? You swap them right out just fine. You feel good about it.
Cool. I am going to spider climb to the... Are there any windows in this room?
In this room, yes. There's one large front-facing window.
Would she see the torches through the window?
At
That's
about
my
this
question.
time, you see about 6 torches with 6 individuals beginning to move with haste towards the building.
Okay. How far away?
At this point, they're probably about 30 feet away. They've come up quick.
Can't do major illusion. It fucking sucks. I want to do the same. Oh, wait, no, it has to stay in 5 feet, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got to stay in that space. I don't think you can move it.
Oh, a sound, though. Can a sound move? It doesn't specify, that's why I'm asking.
Within range. So I guess within 30 feet of you, you would pick the origin point, and it would always origin from there until you kill it. So if you want to pick a point of origin for sound to be 30 feet away from you somewhere, you could pick that point of origin, and the sound would always come from that point until you stop. to either recast it to move it, or you just stop it.
Different idea.
Okay. Who's watching the front door?
Someone's gonna kill me for this.
I am, but I'm also going to be doing something too.
Okay, what are you doing?
All right, so I have create bonfire.
Okay. Yeah, you do.
It's gonna be right behind them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make a ghost in the flames.
Okay.
And it's gonna be like this eerily purple colored flame because I'm going to use create bonfire and control flames. And those are both 60 feet range.
Okay.
At this point, would I be at the room with Eva?
You would be at the doorway, yes.
At the doorway? Okay, then not the window yet.
If you wanted to go in, you can actually. Yeah, I didn't want to assume you wanted to go in, but if you want to be in, you could be in. Yes.
I just sit here on the spider climb on the window. You think I'm not going to investigate that? But yeah, no, I go to the window. At first, I'm just looking at Eva, like, how, what, and then I probably would notice the flames with the torches.
Oh yeah.
How long does your control flame last?
Let's see. Casting time, 1 action, blah blah blah. Okay, hold on. Okay, so it's up to 1 minute for create bonfire, but it is a cantrip, so I can cast it again, like immediately.
Your control flame, though, how long does that last?
Control flames.
Duration should be.
Well, no, it doesn't. It says duration.
If I had a guess, it's as long as she would want to hold it. If I had to make a guess, so I will on the fly. I will just say that I would allow her to control the shape of the flame so long as she has sight and is pretty much considered concentrating on it.
Yeah. It says if you cast the spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time, and you can dismiss such an effect as an action. So
yeah.
Are these individuals 60 feet away from me?
They are. Oh gosh, you're.
We're about to
A
see
squared plus B squared equals C squared. They're 20 feet from the front door at this point. That's what I'm going to say. I'll let you decide as you see fit.
Can I identify which of these individuals seems to be like the ringleader, or at least the most confident one?
Make an insight check.
That's a nat 20 with a 25 total.
My.
You glance down quickly, and immediately from body language, things like that, you're like, oh yeah, that guy right there. And you can tell there's one individual who is not the biggest, but is just definitely forward moving and pretty much leader of the pack here. He's at the very front. He has a long sword
and kind of cause fear on him.
Okay.
15 wisdom save for me, please.
That is a fail.
DM's bane for you.
Yep.
It's a fail.
Ooh.
Along with that, minor illusion, and they're going to hear a child's laughter in their ear.
Okay. I'm gonna roll.
In all honesty, hold on. I want everybody to know this right now.
Okay.
I was legit going to say, I will do Bionic Mind, each person in quick succession, with a blood-curdling laugh.
Oh God!
Enter if you want. If you don't fear for your life.
Oh God!
I'm so glad I took cause here.
Alrighty then. So I'm gonna roll just a general wit check for all 6 of them. Excuse me, 5 of them, because 1 fails automatically because he's by magic resources expended. He is feared. And I will say, did anybody else expend a spell slot? Not a cantrip. Did anybody else expend a resource?
I could, in theory, depends on how you want to do this. I do have Wrathful and Thunderous Smite.
And I also will Silvery, the one that passes.
Okay.
So I don't know how you want to do this because
I would say Dractic, that's just you might be too far away. to make those happen, I think you have to hit an individual with the attack for the effect to go off.
Yes, but it is. But this is the thing, though. So the way it says is the first time you hit for a Thunderous Smite, first time you hit with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your weapon rings with thunder that is audible within 300 feet of you.
Yeah, I think you still have to hit something, though.
I could hit my shield.
It's not really a target for the spell. I understand where you're going with this.
I know. That's the reason why I said it all depends on how you want to do this.
I'm going to say no on that one.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay, so 5 of them get just a general wit check.
I do want to add the individual I feared cannot willingly move closer to the building I'm in.
So your barb is gone. Made him fail. 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 Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Through the combination of rapid spell casting, intuitive and ingenious uses of the theme you have seen used here previously, the combination of the arcane arts just completely terrifies this group of individuals. They just run directionless. Except towards. That's the only direction they have. They're not going towards the house. They just run away. They are screaming incredibly loud and just running. What all of you do?
Oh, she's holding it.
Drac is at this point going to look to Red and just be like, I'll leave you here for that. I'm going to go upstairs and check on the others and make sure that we can, if there is anything else hidden, like this journal we found, they are made aware of it and we put everything back the way it was. And he's going to head upstairs, look for any doors that are open, and when he sees them, he's going to go straight to them. And then
Before you get there, I just want to say when this is all done, Doctor looks to Eva, who's still on the window, by the way. And this, like, I don't know if you've noticed since he's there next to her yet, but you hear him chuckling at what they just did. And he lifts up his left hand to give her a high five.
Okay.
Red is trying not to laugh her ass off downstairs right now, by the way. She's loving the shit out of this.
Okay.
Hold that thought, Doctor. We still have to get out of here.
As Drac actually does come up, did Eva put the board back into its place?
It's stuck to me, so can I try and unstuck it from me?
Yeah, you have to use your other hand to pull it off.
Oh, well, I'll come off the wall then and try and do that. I need both my hands.
Easy enough. Just comes right off.
Yeah, I'll try and put it back the way it was.
Okay. You get it snugged back into place.
Okay, at that point, he just like
time to go.
Seeing her do that, he puts his fingers up. He's just like, "Good job." We did find something similar to that downstairs in one of the bedrooms.
Okay, let's go.
If you find one here,
let's go.
Should we check any other room just to be sure before we leave? I kind of know these things, so I'd be able to point it out if they do have extra.
If you would like to stay, you are welcome to, but we have definitely overstayed our welcome already.
Fair enough. So we have a journal, a gold pouch, or at least a pouch of coins, what it sounds like, and whatever you found in there. So screw it. Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Stealthily.
All right. So everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Drac is actually going to go down to Red and is going to look at her and just softly whisper, "Is it fair if I actually carry you over my shoulder so that you can keep an eye on the back, on behind us for the time being? I will probably fly us out at some point after."
Just know that if you get handsy, you will suddenly find fire ants in your couch.
That is perfectly fine. It wouldn't be the first time that's actually happened. And he does pick her up over his shoulder.
Okay, you have to do.
and he just starts booking it out the back door.
Okay. As all of you spread to the winds to get back to the apothecary, give me one last stealth check.
Oh,
Please, guys, come on.
Reg, you're not rolling.
Oh, I'm not rolling because I'm not.
You're being
flying.
carried.
I am using a help die.
Okay.
Please be nice to me. Please be nice to me. Please be nice to me.
Come
I will
on,
ask
Drax,
for your
you
rolls
got
once I
this.
see them across the board.
And I'm just gonna roll that d4 because yes.
Okay.
Sure, I'll join that.
That's a 12. Wait, how's it? Huh?
Wait, what did?
How did my disadvantage get? Yeah, no, mine's 12.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a weird.
Yeah.
All right. Doctor.
That is a 10 for the doctor.
Eva.
17.
Drakex.
12.
Okay. As all of you rush out into the night, you feel fairly confident you were able to get away without being seen or followed.
Oh, okay.
All of you get back to the apothecary. It is very late at night. And as you step inside, close the doors behind you, that is where we'll end the episode.
Mission possible.
Right.
Holy shnikes,
I'm
y'all.
so surprised you pulled that off.
I cannot believe you
Listen,
pulled
You're
that off.
welcome, all of you.
Yeah, yourself.
I'm gonna say this right now. When Drac at this point puts down red, he looks to you all and would just be like, I've never been happier to have such a crew.
Whenever we level, I will become more useful.
Speaking of,
Ooh.
Oh.
starting at the start of next session, all of you will be level 3.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
All right.
New spells.
Congratulations on the stories you have formed thus far, the adventures you've had, the things you've completed. And I can't wait to see what you do with the information enclosed in not one, but 2 hidden
I
journals.
still feel like we could have gotten a third, but because of everything.
I was really hoping for one to be in the basement, honestly. I'm surprised there wasn't.
You know, my heart
Not
was still
everybody's
pounding.
a bloodthirsty cult, Rot. Calm down.
Bloodthirsty or not, you're in a cult. You're keeping it hidden. The basement's a logical place to do that.
Yeah, no, he has a point. He does have a point.
He has a point. Alrighty then. Well, to our fantastic giveaway winners, congratulations. I see your addresses over my DMs. I will get them boxed up and shipped out as soon as I can. It will be very soon, I promise. And then to everybody else, I hope you enjoyed the chaos that happened here tonight with the Tales of the Skytorn. This party is certainly shaping up rather well. It's hilarious, and I can't wait to see how they choose to advance in their level up. So congratulations on making level 3, guys.
Level 2 spells.
Yes.
Meta magic.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, I know what I'm getting.
Nice.
I've already done my I've already
Oh my
applied
God.
my oath.
Nice.
Which, funny enough, you guys will all find out about eventually, I'm sure.
We will, you and I will talk about that on the sideline.
Yep.
Actually, I think I need to talk with each of you because big things happen for your level 3. So
Yes.
I will be talking to each of you on the side. But until then, thank you for my lovely players being here and making me really earn that title of storyteller and working the dice rolls and telling these craziness. Definitely making me a better person in this chair, that's for sure. I appreciate it. And to all of you out there watching, whether it be now live or later on, Thank you so much for hanging out. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, make sure you tune in Sundays where I get to be a player and I get to sit at the Sunday table alongside Mr. David
Yes.
and Miss Shack and Mr. Riley, helmed by Mr. Ford. Oh yeah, they made a mistake. They let me try class.
I have no idea what the hell's
Oh
talking.
man.
There was no mistakes made.
Oh, so many mistakes. But anyways,
There was none.
if you enjoyed it here, check us out on Sundays. If you want to see more Dungeons and Dragons things and you are interested in text-based tabletop role-playing games, check out the West Marches server, Lands of Ashurma. If you just want to come share memes and talk about life, check out the Player Hater Gaming Discord. That's definitely how we're going to keep things separated so we don't get too many things crossed over. But until Sunday or next Wednesday, be safe. Be really safe. I saw in the chat there was some weather advisories out there. So if you're under some bad weather, make a smart decision. Don't go crazy out there. But we love you all very much, and I cannot wait to tell more of this crazy story with these incredible people.
Oh,
Good night.
yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Night, folks.